in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Tuesday.
Mm-hmm. Welcome to it.
Sean's just doing some light reading.
I think I found the centerfold.
Yeah.
This thing's gotten a lot of traction.
It has in the office. Have we even talked about it on the radio?
We've talked about it on the radio. Remember, I ran in
That's
and
right.
it.
Yeah, that's right. So, yeah, last week, actually, I think 2 weeks ago.
It was about a week and a half.
Yeah, we acquired one of the sales reps from Artesia brought it with her when she came down for a sales meeting a week or two ago. But it is a Braille copy of a Playboy magazine. Well, I should say 1/4 of a Braille copy of a Playboy magazine from 1999.
Do you think that Jamie Storage Wars is like? Do you think that she just goes around and buys storage shits? Because she always comes up with the most random thing.
This could be one of those items. Yeah.
She gave my daughter an original Care Bears book and doll, Care Bear from 1983.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, still in really good condition. Look, why are you giving this to my children? They're going to wreck it. I've talked about this on the air, but back when I watched the Beanie Baby documentary, I ran into Rhiannon's room, and I happen to remember because, yeah, she has a Princess Diana Beanie Baby that's in horrible condition, ear tag all torn off. Like, this is like a $3,000 Beanie Baby that she just plays with now. Well, I don't even know how she acquired it. Neither does her mom. Well, maybe she storage warses. I don't know.
Maybe Jamie recognizes, game recognizes game kind of thing.
She's like, I see you. Hey, I see you.
Maybe it's like Jedi stuff.
You real
like
one.
Maybe your daughter's a youngling in the and you don't realize she got the full on force.
She's one of the young ones.
Well, happy Tuesday, everybody. Mm-hmm. Hope you're having a delightful day.
Welcome to it.
A little sprinkling this morning.
That's nice, dude. I feel the full.
Hold on.
Wait for it. Hey, that was a good one.
Excuse me.
That was a clear the pipes one.
That was a big one. Thank you.
That's I'm really starting to feel the full effect of monsoon season. Like most years, it's just like a couple of little clouds in the sky. But this year, it's kicking us.
Yeah, like even this morning, it's kind of darker. I'm like, it feels like our fall.
Driving in, It was super dark to the west. Yeah. I don't know if it still was when you came in, but yeah, over to the west of us, there's some dark's.
Yeah. So we got.
Just hope you're not going to Ruidoso today.
Officially a 40% chance of more rain today, but we got a little rain last night, and it's been kind of nice.
I just realized Kid's mom is going to Las Cruces today, so she has to go that way.
Oh,
so that'll be fun.
Safe travels.
Yeah, good luck. Good luck.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, be careful if you're gonna have to travel down 70 towards Ruidoso. It's looking pretty nasty.
But so hopefully more moisture today. All that good stuff.
Happy first official day of summer.
Is it today finally officially
June
summer?
21st.
Thought it felt different.
So today is going to be a long one.
Ironically, our first day of summer is relatively cool and overcast, weirdly enough.
Yeah, not even close to what it was like in our sweltering spring.
Yeah, that's right. We got to get back to winter where it's hot.
It was 118 degrees in spring.
Yeah, Hey, maybe we're turning into Australia and our seasons are just reversing. And
84 in summertime.
In the 90s in December and, 60s here.
Grab your shorts and head to the beach.
July. Let me give you the rundown for today's show. Mm-hmm. We're going to replay an interview this hour. Juanita Jennings, Public Affairs Director for the City of Roswell, joined us last Thursday in the 8 o'clock hour. Talked about UFO Fest, talked about the new app, all that good stuff. So we're going to play that for you here in just a wee bit. Touched on scooters. The scooters aren't really the city's thing. I mean, they're in the city, but it's a private company that kind of, so they kind of are learning as we're learning about the scooters.
Touched on Scooters sounds like the name of a memoir.
A little bit, doesn't it? Yeah. By the way, I saw a kid eat it yesterday on one of them scooters.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Like over handlebars? Or?
No, it was a wobbly, like they tried to Knight Rider a corner.
Okay.
And lost balance and got wobbly. And then I don't know if the scoot wheel hit a stone or something, but it did like not quite a flip, more of a sideways Jackie Chan spin. And then proceeded, said occupant, ate the pavement.
Those things are dangerous, man. Somebody's going to die.
Well, all fairness, I think they're doing a bit of evil Knievelry there on that thing.
I've seen the wheel, though. It's like that big. I'm like, these are razor scooters with a motor attached.
Well, when you hit a rock, you're going to fly real good.
You're going to fly. Of course, they only go like 4 miles an hour, I think, something like that.
I don't know. That kid, man, that was quite a wipeout.
I do really want to try it.
but anyway, we're going to play our interview with Juanita Jennings this morning. Then in the 8 o'clock hour, about 8:15, Elaine Mayfield and Amy McVeigh-Tejas with the Leadership Roswell Alumni Association will join us. Of course, this week is the big banquet, whereas we honor some of our outstanding leaders here in our community. Mm-hmm. And so they're going to come talk a little bit about those folks. Matter of factly, we're going to be interviewing. Yeah, I said matter of factly.
You did. You really did.
I'll say it again, too. Matter of factly. We got actually one of the first award winners going to join us for an interview in the 9 o'clock hour. Jason Perry, who was nominated Outstanding Leader Award and then won the award, will be joining us along with his nominator. That sounds ominous. The nominator. Judy Stubbs will join us, so we'll chit-chat with them in the 9 o'clock hour. But next Monday and Tuesday, we're going to have the other award winners in the various time slots interviewing during that. So we're going to chit-chat with them all. But the banquet's on Thursday. Mm-hmm. But tune in the 8 o'clock hour to learn more about that.
If you're unnominated and someone... Or if you're nominated and someone unnominates you, does that person become a denominator?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think by rule, yes.
And so then that person gets carried.
Ms. Rest.
Because you always carry the denominator.
Or if you live in Hogwarts, you become, you get a cape and you fly around and suck people's souls.
That's close. I'm a denominator. What? I don't even know what that means. Debater!
Or, you got Ben Kenobi going on right now. You have, yeah. By the way, the sixth and final one's out tomorrow.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the whole series.
So now I can binge season 1.
All of The Offer is out. All 9 episodes.
Okay.
It's excellent. Watch it.
Well, because I've watched episode 1 of Obi-Wan. Mm-hmm. I haven't watched any of The Offer yet.
The Offer is amazing.
I need to check that out.
One of my favorite things I've watched in a long time. I love it because it's a good buddy copy kind of, but
I can't even use the argument that, well, it's like I know what happens because I already know what happens in Better Call Saul, but I still want to see, so.
Well, yes and no. You do know what happens, but you don't know how the journey happens.
Right. I don't know the filler between.
Yeah. They made a movie. It was very successful, but the journey to get there and seeing that story,
right,
it's pretty fun for me. So I highly recommend it. So.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to check it out at some point.
Yeah.
We don't have kids and Vegas on the horizon.
There you go. Well, you got a summer here waiting. Plus, you got to check out Jerry Marge Go Large. That's a great movie, too. I've seen that over the weekend, and I give that a 10 as well. Actually,
somebody shared a meme one time that was totally me. It's like, says, oh, I need to add that to my list. Adds to the list that does not exist.
Yeah. Well, y'all cannot take my recommendation.
I mean, I'm gonna do
and miss out on excellent viewing opportunities.
Don't really have time with all the busyness.
Well, you don't have time today, but you will eventually.
Oh yeah. Downtime.
Yeah. We're all going to retire sometime. It's 7:15. Let's get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Some showers and thunderstorms will be possible by afternoon with some of that monsoon moisture coming in from the south and west. It'll be partly sunny today, going up to about 90. Overnight, maybe a few showers in the evening, partly cloudy after midnight and upper 60s, and then sunshine coming up for Wednesday, and we'll start heating up a little bit more with our high in the mid-90s. Sunny on Thursday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 70 degrees here in Roswell. Some light rain out there. It was spittling earlier when I was trying to get into work here. I don't know if it's still spittling. But anyway, humidity is at 82% with winds out of the southwest at 3 miles per hour. We do have a 40% chance of some scattered showers and thunderstorms today. They say some of these storms could produce heavy rainfall. Gradually cloudy, but becoming mostly sunny today. Highs in the mid-80s, 85 today with northwest winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. For tonight, we're looking at a 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mainly early hours before 7 p.m. Again, some storms could produce heavy rainfall. They're talking mostly cloudy. Overnight low of 66 with east winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Looking at the rest of the week on Wednesday, sunny, 94, north winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Wednesday night, mostly clear, overnight low of 68. Thursday, sunny and 96, south winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Mostly clear Thursday night with an overnight low of 68. Friday, sunny and 99, so back up near the century mark for Friday. And then rain chances return for the weekend, 20% chance of showers Saturday. Sunny, highs once again right around 100. 20% chance of rain Saturday night with an overnight low of 70. 20% chance of rain Sunday, sunny, high of 96. And Monday, a 30% chance of showers, mostly sunny and 91. So today, and then looks like we get some rain chances again for the weekend. All right, it is 7:17. Let's get you into your Roswell Livestock Report recap. With Smiley Wooten. We'll take a quick commercial break as well, and then we're going to play our interview we had with Juanita Jennings. She joined us last Thursday from the city, talking about the new app and all that good stuff. So that's up next. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Good morning. This is Smiley Wooten at the Roswell Livestock Auction. 581 head of cattle sold on Monday on a steady to slightly higher market with excellent buyer attendance compared to last week. Stocker calves sold steady, feeder cattle steady to 4 higher. Packer cows and bulls sold steady. 3 to 400 pound steers 190, 205. 3 to 400 pound heifers 168, 172. 4 to 500 pound steers 185, 190. 4 to 500 pound heifers 162, 168. 5 to 600 pound steers 169, 185. 5 to 600 pound heifers 160, 162. 7 to 800 pound steers 152, 169. 6 to 700 pound heifers 149, 160. 7 to 800 pound steers 143, 152. 7 to 800 pound heifers 135, 50, 149. Packer cows 85 to 94 and a half. Canner and cutter cows 65 to 78. Packer bulls 98 to 111. Feeder bulls 78 to 85. The top half of the cow calf pairs $1,100 to $1,425 per pair, and the bred cows not well tested this week. Now remember, this is the top of the market, and prices range down from this according to quality, condition, and feel. Mark your calendars. No sale Monday, July the 4th, and we will talk to you next Monday morning. This is Smiley Wooten, Roswell Livestock Auction.
I read a quote once that said, "When you blame others, you give up your power to change." Hi, this is Pastor Troy and Julie Smitherman for The Joy of Marriage.
We all want to play the victim at times. It even feels good to feel sorry for ourselves. But that puts a lid on our life. It stunts our growth, it damages our marriages, and if you have children, it can even hurt them.
It can seem like a daunting task to take responsibility for our actions. But the Bible says in Philippians 4:13, we can do everything through Christ who gives us strength.
If you've never experienced the love of God, then you don't know your true potential and don't realize how good God is. When you're feeling like a victim, turn to God. He'll give you the strength to move beyond yourself and help you have a victorious marriage. If
you have any questions or would like further information about the Joy of Marriage Ministry, please go to jomconference.com.
Sure, you can inspect your own roof, get out that rickety ladder, crawl around up there and try to spot the problem until... Or you can call the experts at Do Right Roofing. Do Right Roofing has quality products for any type of roof. They can even install seamless gutters. Do Right Roofing will inspect your roof and give you a free estimate fast. Keep your feet on the ground. Call Do Right Roofing today.
575-623-2273. Let Do Right do your roof right.
Find them fast in names and numbers.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The ball on top of a flagpole is called a truck. Mess with your friends today by pointing at a flagpole and say, "Hey, check out the truck on top of that flagpole." Here's Mike Winters.
Joining us in studio this morning, Public Affairs Director for the City of Roswell, Bonita Jennings, back with us. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm doing well.
Good.
Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday. You're all over the place, like on TV and stuff, with UFO Festival coming around the corner. But I happen to just pop in on news and various things, and Bonita Jennings, who this we're talking about.
Yes.
And because obviously you're doing your outside marketing and campaigning, encouraging people from all over the state and outside the state to say, come visit Roswell this weekend for UFO Festival, but it's just fun to say, like, oh, yeah, she's on all that. You see her, see you on the New Mexico news, but even bigger, more national platforms as well too. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's really interesting. That's my primary job. Most of the time is to promote our city for people to come into externally. So as we gear up for UFO Festival, we want to maximize our opportunities with all of the media outlets everywhere, and so there's lots of interviews happening throughout this next couple weeks that we've been gearing up. Our true marketing campaign started on June 6th. So we had kind of started a campaign beginning of March, here, there, just a little bit of, stuff kind of teasing it. And now we're full force, ready to go. And I think it's working because our ticket sales are great. Good. And hotel from our committee meeting that we had, our community partner meeting on Tuesday, we had a couple hoteliers there and they are sold out.
Good.
So that is really great news.
It's a great thing to hear.
Great thing, especially when we're still 2 weeks out. So in our mind, we're 10 days out, just because we don't count the weekends, and we have to be ready the week of. So.
Sure, absolutely. Which they will be here. As far as the public goes, what help do you still need from them as far as getting ready for UFO Festival?
So we are looking for some volunteers to be brand ambassadors at the festival. So helping at our visitor center, directing people where to go, at our check-in booths. So the festival is happening from 2nd Street all the way down to 11th Street.
Okay.
So there will be activities on the courthouse lawn, in Pioneer Plaza, at the convention center, and then to Bremen. So it's kind of a whole mix of the downtown district.
And then you'll find little stuff in between those locations on the way to and from.
Yes. So like Reichman Park's going to have some music. You'll have some stuff happening over by Invasion Station. You're going to have stuff at the Duncan. So all throughout the Main Street corridor.
So when you walk to these, like if you're going from, say, 2nd all the way to the convention center, there's a lot of stuff to hit as you're making that trek down up north into town there. So
so we need brand ambassadors to kind of be in that corridor, giving people maps, directing people where to go, and
just
telling them,
guides for folks.
Yes, taking their pictures, things like that. So that's what we need the most help with. Is it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and we'll sign you up for any shift that you are able to work. We'll give you a cool T-shirt to wear.
Nice.
Lots of water because it will be hot.
So if you want to come and be, if you're a people person, love talking with people, especially if you love meeting people from other places and things, and if you're maybe if you want to do your own gee whiz curiosity, go be an ambassador, and then you'll be like, that weekend I was there, I talked to people from 16 different countries and 12 different states, whatever that your numbers are. But if you love to kind of do that stuff and talk to people, this might be a lot of fun for you. So and of course you're helping promote our community and helping, and who knows, maybe those people you're giving direction to might come back and say, I love that place so much, I'm going to come back next year, or I'm going to move here.
Yes, that's how we got our graphic designer. Honestly, she came through and they fell in love with our community, and that's how she came, and that's why she was here. And
all because you were sitting there directing them to McDonald's or something.
Right,
Who knows?
right, yeah. So we need people like that, and then we also need some hosts. So people that will take a special group that have purchased kind of a VIP ticket, taking them on a party bus to some of our local restaurants, and just really kind of being a tour guide for them. So we're looking for 2 more spots that we have to fill there. If you love to talk about Roswell and love this city,
so that might be someone that maybe has a little bit of deep knowledge of Roswell, a little bit that might be able to add to some of that too. So if maybe you've been here a good hunk of your life and you've spent a lot of time in many places here, want to share those experiences and opportunities with these folks, and please reach out. So
we're looking for that person who can do the alien crawl. So lots of volunteers. We're getting ready. Like I said, lots of media coverage. Christina Stock did a wonderful article for our big commemorative piece. So the 75th anniversary, Mr. Nebb, our city manager, came up with an idea of why don't we give a tribute to those pioneers in Pioneer Plaza who had a tie to research, UFOlogy. And so we will be honoring Jesse Marcel, he is senior, and then Stanton Friedman, who really kind of put Roswell, gave it the attention that it needed. He's,
of course, he just passed away a couple of years ago, or a year or two ago here, during COVID.
2019.
2019, yeah. I have had the opportunity to speak with that man and talk with that man, and it's interesting because when this is when you talk with people like this, when you talk UFOlogy and stuff, of course, most people think the green men, the whole, all that stuff. But these gentlemen, when you talk with them, it literally is science and math, and so it's very, whatever you want to believe, aliens, whatever you believe it, you do you. But when you talk with these gentlemen, you could tell that this is not some kind of fun novelty thing. It's just that the evidence they present, everything's done scientifical, clinical, and very, dry is not the right word because it's just lack of the entertainment fuzziness. And to me, it brings a real authenticity. And when so someone's saying, do you think aliens exist? And you people, I'm one of those people that's like, well, there's a lot of galaxies, a lot of planets. That's a very narrow-minded thing to think we're the only planet that's got something, but there's no evidence that I've seen. I've never been abducted. I don't know about you guys, but I haven't personally. And so, but when you talk with a guy like him, you're like, wow, okay, now I'm seeing the actual evidence. Okay, now I get possibility. You're talking about rocks and the things you're finding, and there is nothing on this planet that resembles it.
Right.
How the heck does that get here? You know, there's some explaining to do, and so guys like Stanton Freeman, and it's a real treat to do that. So it's cool they're honoring him, because when you talk about men like this, and I personally have interviewed them, it's not the same, because most of us think, okay, you're the guy that conspiracy theory here, conspiracy. No, these are very clinical, scientific type individuals that do that, literally coming from I wouldn't even say a point of skepticism versus, like Don Schmidt's another one I've talked to a bunch, and they actually come in like not believing what they're doing. They're just following the science, and this is where the science took them, and that's where it's fascinating to me. So, sorry, I got way off on that.
But that's the thing. Those are the two audiences. So we have those that are very scientific about UFO Festival and what happened here in 1947, and then we have the audience of the quirky fun. I just want to get abducted and be taken to another planet. So. That's what makes the job a little bit more fun, because we have two audiences to balance too. And that's why we have a really great program. Actually, just got it confirmed, and the string quartet, Giovanni String Quartet, in partnership with Roswell Symphony Orchestra, is going to be playing at the museum. And they're going to do kind of a Friday happy hour with wine and a little bit of string quartet music. Nice. And then they have a new exhibition called Future Shock that is opening up on the 25th. So for those of you that are local that want a preview before we get invaded by all the tourists, come on out to the Roswell Museum and check it out, because it's really, really cool. Very 3D. It's amazing.
Absolutely. And then while you're there, you get the schedule for the weekend. Like the planetarium's right there. If you want to get the show schedule for all the stuff they got on tap, you can get it all right there while you're mingling and enjoying the music and the artwork and everything. That's
they'll have laser shows. They're going to have some sci-fi movies. that they'll be showing in their theater. And then, of course, they're going to have, they're partnering with us, and we're having the kids zone area. So we'll have like moon and rockets and just a lot of fun stuff for everybody to do.
Yeah, so please mark it on your calendars and come out and plan to attend and come be a part. Like you said, we're looking for some ambassadors come and volunteer their time that weekend to come be a part of the city events and help guide and direct our visitors that'll be in town that week. Please reach out to the city.
Kathy Lay.
Kathy Lay. We've had her on a bunch here.
Yes, she's our point of contact. You can reach her at 624-6700. She'll get you signed up, background check, all that fun stuff.
She's a great lady, but you talk to her long enough, she might get you volunteering for more stuff you realize. Just warning you.
Yes, she will. She totally will. Oh, but that's what makes her so good. And
she absolutely is. She's great.
She's
awesome.
amazing.
Yeah.
She's amazing. And then the one other thing that I do want to just let the community know about is our Saturday night concert, the big concert with Midland. Grab a friend, carpool, because parking is going to be a little bit chaotic. You know, it's a very small area. While we think it is large, you know, when we are,
it fills up very quickly.
It fills up very quickly, especially when you're inviting people from all over the world that, with a brand and an artist as big as Midland. Ticket sales are great. We are just about sold out. I think we will sell out probably by Sunday.
So if you want a ticket, you better get it this week.
Yes, I would highly recommend that, because once we're sold out, we don't plan on selling at the door.
Like I said, there's only so many logistics you can put in that area, and you're at that capacity.
We are at that capacity.
Once it sells out. So
we're kind of at that capacity right now. And so I said, maybe we should cut off ticket sales. But I think if you grab a friend, carpool, we will have Dial a Ride. Roswell Transit will have bus service throughout the weekend that will pick you up. If you have friends or family coming in from out of town at hotels, they will do that as well.
So utilize some of the public transportation to save you a few headaches on some of this stuff.
And it'll be free. And so, you know, gas prices are really expensive. So utilize that service.
Exactly. Or rent a couple scooters and scoot all the way down there. It might be cheaper.
That's what we talked about. We saw those scooters. We said everybody needs to take the bird to the concert. That solves all the problems. So we'll have a map on our website that's going up tomorrow for all of our public parking. And then our schedule of events and when I say schedule of events, everybody's events that are happening. So all of our community partners, we have the Roswell Invaders that are doing 3 home games, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We have the Roswell Community Little Theater. They are doing Battle of the Bands and the reenactment tour.
Cool.
We have Main Street, who's doing some music out on the courthouse lawn throughout the day, some kid activities, and then, of course, the Passport program. And then we have Galacticon, who is doing kind of some vendors and cosplay inside the convention center.
Yeah, the convention center will be kind of half them and then half like some of the panels and things from the UFO Museum research side. Yeah.
Yes, and the Roswell Daily Record. And so Galacticon, they're also the sponsor of the Pet and People contest that will be happening on the courthouse lawn. And
it's for pets dressed as people. I'm just kidding. No, it's
you never know.
Well, it could. It's an alien costume contest, and they're arguably 2 of the most popular things that are part of the UFO, at least for locals and things like that. Yeah,
definitely. And then, like I said, we have the concert and just lots of activities. We have a kids zone with foam, like water, because it's super hot, and so just kind of getting sprayed.
Yeah, might have to discipline the adults. It's for kids.
It's for kids, yes. And then, of course, we have a beer garden, cantina, with vendors and food trucks.
Good deal. So have a good time. Drink responsibly, obviously. And,
yes.
And don't worry. Law enforcement will be checking and directing anybody that tries to drink and drive or do anything like the sort. They're going to be there in full force, making sure that doesn't happen.
And use our Dial-A-Ride service. That's why we have it. It's please be responsible.
There are too many other options for you to get home that are very easy to do.
Yes.
Just, especially if you plan on going out and partying. Keep these things handy.
Yes.
So when you get to that point, that you're like, all right, I need to stop. Then you can call for a ride home and get that done, or have someone that can make sure you get that ride home. So
yes, absolutely. Yep. And then, of course, all the speakers. I mean, the speakers are going to be the highlight of the event, leading up to the 75th. That'll be really important.
Absolutely.
There'll be some at the UFO Museum and Research Center, and then, of course, some at the Convention Center.
For fans of our radio stuff, if you listen to our nighttime national syndicated paranormal talk host Clyde Lewis.
Yes.
He's going to be doing his show from Roswell both, I believe, Thursday night and Friday night. Friday night, he's going to be at the museum doing his show. We're working the Thursday details now. I'll announce that here in a bit. But so if you like, and then I think he's going to be doing some panels on Saturday out in the convention center there as well too. So the abduction panels, I think, for those who are into that. But yeah, so if you like, it's a big deal. We're getting in, and for folks that don't know, Clyde's he's a paranormal talk guy. He's been doing it for years, but he's got a nationally syndicated show, and he actually came down a few years ago for UFO Festival. But him, among many others, will be here as experts and folks that this is what they do for a living, talking about this stuff. And Clyde's kind of got he's a little famous. He's got a national show, and so he's got an audience built in kind of thing. So it's pretty cool. It's even if it's not, so to speak, your thing, come check it out and see all the fun that's out there. And one new change this year too. The parade's going to be Saturday morning. Yes, something we want to make note of. So if you're going out Saturday night looking for a parade, it was in the morning.
It's in the morning at 9 o'clock, I believe, or 9:30. I think they were working on the time. But yes, it's on Saturday morning. It'll start on 12th and 11th Street, so right by the convention center, and the route will go down and it'll disperse at 3rd Street. So,
good deal.
And it'll be in the morning. So if you're interested in doing a flow or participating, please contact Barbara Gomez at Main Street Roswell. She'll get you signed up. It's a collaboration between Main Street and then, of course, very grateful to the UFO Museum for supporting it by giving out some cash prizes. I think there's like $150,
good
$200.
for them. I'm glad they're able to do that.
Different cash prizes for that. So make sure you come out for that.
Yeah, absolutely. And come support these great people. So do we want to shift to app now, or do we got any more UFO festival stuff?
I think that's all the UFO festival stuff. I mean, there's a lot. There's definitely a lot.
Well, go check out the UFO Festival website. Yes. That is your best resource for everything for this upcoming UFO festival. And it's is it UFO Festival?
It's UFOfestival.com.
And I always want to add Roswell for some reason.
UFOfestival.com.
Yeah.
We tried to go with the original, right?
I know.
It's
just in my head, you know, because quite frankly, a lot of people have tried to crowbar and take that little, and so I didn't know if you guys had to get, because well, you know the world of locking down .coms and like, I got them all, and you got to pay me to get them unblocked and all that.
Right.
So. But good deal.
UFOfestival.com. And we couldn't do it. Oh, one other great thing. I forgot to tell you. This just came through. So Sky Element, one of our great sponsors that just came through, they're going to do a drone show for us, which will give us kind of a little bit of a reenactment with drones. It's only 9 minutes. It's going to be on Friday night, right before, or it's right after the costume contest. It's at 9 o'clock.
And you can see it like downtown.
And you'll be able to see it downtown. It's going to be really cool. But Sky Element, they
so if one say hung out on the Chaves County Courthouse lawn, that would be a good place to view said
there
drone.
And the convention center. So it's lifting off from De Bremen. So your best view will
probably
probably
a little farther north
at convention center, but definitely we'll be able to see it, or should be able to see it in the sky. And so again, we couldn't do it without Sky Element, and then of course Excel Energy and a pizza center. They've been a great sponsor for us, and then Spacewalk Roswell. So,
if you haven't been in there yet, that's pretty cool.
Go check them out.
Bring the family in there and go have some fun.
They've partnered with the Spring River Zoo to do a out of this world exhibit of this new kind of species that I didn't even know existed.
We're getting into some science here.
It's pretty interesting. It's called the Glorak. I'm probably saying it wrong. It came from the Talon Zoo. And so it'll be on Sunday. So you'll have to go check it out at Spring River Zoo.
I feel like that's a character in a Dr. Seuss book.
It's really interesting. It's really, really interesting. They brought it in to show us, and I was like, oh, wow, that's quite
interesting.
It's a different kind of species.
Cool.
Perfect for UFO Festival.
Sounds like a plan to me. So one other thing to add to your list during UFO Festival weekend. But definitely go to the website. You can kind of pick your itinerary set up and do that. And make sure, compete and go get the passports when they do, and go visit the businesses, and because that's the way to get cool exclusive swag. But it's great because that way you're supporting our local businesses, because I know we're talking about fun and wanting to get everything out, but let's face it, especially in the world we live in right now, this is kind of Black Friday for a lot of Main Street downtown businesses and things. This is where they make their nut for the year, and we need to do, obviously we're relying on a lot of visitors and out-of-town folks to come help fill those coffers, but we as locals need to keep supporting that too. So
Absolutely.
come on down and visit, encourage others to participate in the Passport program and talk about it. So they're visiting these businesses and visiting our merchants and supporting them so they're all sitting fat here with high in the black, those ledger numbers there later on. That'd be a good thing.
That would be great. And another thing, so good segue into what the city has developed is our new mobile app.
Yeah, it's unveiled officially here now.
It's officially unveiled. Yeah. People can download it on Android or on their iPhones. We wanted to do a Passport year-round, right? Our goal is to get as much business into our locals as possible with all of our marketing that we're required to do, but also because it's important to us to make sure that we have that foot traffic. The Visitor Center has worked really hard to develop this. We have a really great team. They are kind of the people who they stop at the Visitor Center usually, and then we disseminate them out in the community. And so with this app, there's a couple of features. One of them is called a challenge. And so we have a new alien scavenger hunt, which is like a Passport program.
Yeah.
We have these alien icons throughout the city.
Okay.
They download the app, they find them, they bring them back, and they get a small token of appreciation from the Visitor Center. Same concept for...
Now, are some of these hidden? Like
they are already...
We're going to make you work a little bit to find them? Good.
We want
I love
you
that.
out in the community. And so they're all throughout the downtown district, again, trying to get people near the shops, going into some of the shops and exploring.
Yeah.
And so you can find it on our mobile app. It's really neat. It's called the Alien Scavenger Hunt. It's under... when you go to challenges, you'll see it right there. And there's going to be more that will be added. And then it'll show like, oh, I've checked off this or I've checked off that. The other really neat thing that we put on here is the mural tour. So where you can go and take pictures and selfie stations, like the best ones throughout
That's a cool idea.
the city.
Yeah.
Again, if they check in at that mural, they get a little badge. And then once they get all of their badges, they bring it back to the Visitor Center and they get a nice token of our appreciation.
Oh, that's cool.
We also have a... Hidden History, so Roswell Hidden Histories. So that's on there. Just really great opportunity for people to kind of get out in different areas.
Yeah.
Going to the Historical Society. We're trying to push people to different areas throughout our downtown
When they come
district.
to see the aliens, you're saying, hey, while you're here, come see all of our rich cultural and opportunities we have.
And the museums. And, there's a museum tour that's coming out. And, if they go to this one, then can they go to that one? And so it's just a really neat feature. We also have on the app, if you're a local business and would like to be a part of it that is tourist related, you have to be a tourist related business.
Okay.
Please send us your information. You can send it to tourism@roswell-nm.gov.
Okay.
We also need a JPEG image of your business that can be put on the mobile app.
Okay.
As well as a 250-word description about your tourist related business.
So would like restaurants and stuff qualify as a tourist? Really?
Mm-hmm.
Good deal.
Yep.
Perfect. So
Absolutely.
I'm sure there's a list there that if you're questioning whether your business qualifies or not, there's a list there of.
Absolutely.
Gotcha. Okay, cool.
So please send us that information because we want to try to help as much as possible to send people to your location as we possibly can. So.
Absolutely. So download the apps now. Start spreading the word here, and like I said, it just unveiled here. So what you see now is going to be not the end game. It's like you said. There's going to be more added. There's going to be more and the app's going to find its niche like anything else. Like people are going to go and use it and do everything that they want to do with it. And then the city's going to look at that and say, okay, these are the things they like. These not so much. Let's tweak or let's see what we can add. Like, for instance, like the scooters we were talking about.
Yep.
In the future, that's going to be something through the app you can work on and stuff like that. So, but it's I want to remind folks the app is not just for tourists. If you're looking to do stuff in Roswell, whether you live here your whole life or you're new to town, it's a great resource for that. So when you have the discussion of what do you want for dinner tonight, and it's like, I don't know, what do you want? You can use the app as they say, all right, well, let's use this to pick something. Or, hey, what do you want to do tonight? I don't know. What do you want to do tonight? Now the app is your friend and say, well, look, they got this going on over here at the museum, or they got this at the zoo, or they got this. Yeah. And so it really is your kind of guidebook for those moments when you say, I don't know, what do you want to do?
Right. And it's really cool. So we do have like an event section where on the code, it all feeds in. So it pulls from different entities, which is really important because we wanted one centralized location for visitors and even for locals. Like, where do I gather this information? Is it on Facebook? Is it on Twitter? Is it on Instagram? This will really help kind of bring everything in one centralized location. And it's free of charge, so take advantage of it.
Yeah. And then, of course, obviously, feedback and stuff, too. If you're using it and you're like, man, wouldn't it be cool if you could do this? Reach out to the city. Maybe, there's enough people that are thinking the same thing you are, then Juanita and her staff would say, maybe we should look into adding that
Absolutely.
to our
And this app discussion, so this came up last year after UFO Festival. This was one of our takeaways. After every large event, the city goes back and says, okay, what worked well, what didn't work well?
Right.
One of the things that we needed was a really good communication tool to our visitors. Hopefully all of them will download it, but we can send out notifications through this app if there's a location change. We started working on this project in August, and it's a lot of work, but we are really proud of it and hope that it's a good tool and a resource for locals and for visitors. And so if there is some ideas, please share them. We're more than willing to adapt.
It really is the people's app at the end of the day. It's meant for it's meant to be that conduit. So when the city wants to get you to learn about various recreational things in our community and tourism and the fun side,
right?
That's that resource to do that, and it only works if we the public utilize it, and it's a back and forth. When you're utilizing it, when you find things that are helpful and stuff, share that stuff to help, and it'll make the app better. It'll make everything. That's how things get better. And I know we live in a world now where everything's done for you, and it's kind of. It's easy to forget that there's a lot of steps and a lot of work involved to perfect things. And, there's so many products in modern technology nowadays that have been out for so long, but there's been so many years of testing, trial, what works, what doesn't work, a lot of that going on before the product you're seeing today is what it is. Chances are, if you would have bought said same product 20 years ago, it probably might be a little mad at it. You know what I mean? And so what I'm saying is, this is how we get them better. Keep utilizing it, keep working with it, and then giving your feedback. And next thing you know, that app will be one of the most useful probably apps on your phone at some point. So please check it out, download it today. It's available on your Android and Apple and all the wherever you go get your apps at. It's all there, and it's free. It doesn't cost anything.
Doesn't cost anything. So check it out. And then the last thing, real quick, I'm just going to give you guys a quick plug. Nancy Lopez Golf Course this weekend. Father's Day's coming up.
Yeah.
We are having a scramble on Saturday.
Okay.
June 18th. Shotgun start at 8 o'clock.
They still got room for some teams?
We do have some room. 25 per player plus green fees and the cart fee. But just come on out and check them out. It's a 3-person scramble.
Swing by the pro shop anytime this week. Sign up your teams.
Yes.
And generally how that works, if it's just you and you're like, well, I don't have a couple buddies to golf with me, the pro there will pair you up based on your handicaps and everything like that. So whether you have 3 friends or you don't, come on down and sign up to golf.
Yes.
And then you'll make 3 friends or a couple friends.
Yes. And then for the golf course, starting next Tuesday is Taco Tuesday at the golf course. So $15, tacos, cervezas, and golf. So
there you go.
Come out and join us.
Wash your hands after you golf, or the taco grease your club will slip right in your hand and shoot across the thing.
That is true.
And they will not give you a do-over on taco grease related bad golf swings.
No, they won't. I don't think so. It depends on who you're playing with. But just a couple of fun activities that are happening this weekend in preparation for Father's Day.
Yeah. So download that app.
Yes.
Go check out the UFO Festival website. Don't forget the city's main website, roswell-nm.gov. That's your great resource for anything government related, your water bill.
Yep.
If you've got any of those kind of things, if you're wanting to maybe be serving on one of our, committees like the cemetery board or one of these, go to that website. You'll learn more about that, and plus you'll learn more about stuff. If you want to do like a building permit thing, that's where you're going to go for all of that stuff. See Roswell is and RoswellConnect.com. That's where you go. Check that out if you want to get, say, your passes for the aquatic center or golf or whatever, the zoo. The RoswellConnect.com website is for all of that stuff.
Yep.
So these are ones to keep in your favorites or your bookmark there, and so hopefully use them from time to time because I'm telling you, you could probably save a bunch of money every time you go to the aquatic center,
Mm-hmm.
and then you're like, well, I'm paying $1 or $2 every time I go. I just get the season pass, and now I just, because especially if you go, a couple times a week, you're gonna make more. You're gonna save more money if you just get the pass.
We had 111 people buy a membership for the summer last month, so it's worth it.
And I also want to remind folks, you've seen stories on the news about employment and things. I just saw one yesterday about lifeguards nationally. They can't hire them and everything else. Well, Roswell's is in the same boat here.
Yes.
So please be aware that they have to shift pool hours and stuff just to make sure staffing.
Yes.
So I know it stinks, but it's the life we live in right now. You want to fix that? Tell your young friends and folks that want to be lifeguards right now. And there's a couple factors. COVID hurt us because a lot of these folks that would get trained didn't get trained because there was no place to get trained.
Right.
And then let's face it, there's a lot of jobs out there, and young kids are going, I can make just as much money. They don't understand. They don't have a Baywatch to watch like we did to think how cool a lifeguard job was. And man, I can meet people and look sexy and all that stuff. They don't understand that yet.
Yes.
And so
and make sure people are safe. That's
that part too.
That's the most important thing.
But they don't have the marketing tools like Hasselhoff running up the beach to make it sexy and exciting anymore. So
safety first. But yes, and we are doing training. So if you have an interest and still need a summer job, please contact our recreation department at 624-6719, and we'll get you scheduled and geared up.
Absolutely.
Trained.
So please check out the websites and then tune in next week. We're gonna have Kevin. He'll give us an update, and of course, or is it next week? I guess
2 weeks.
2 weeks. I'm sorry,
2 weeks.
My time here.
It's okay.
But that last weekend of June, a week of June here, and then of course we're gonna Juanita's gonna be back like right before the festival.
Yeah.
Any updates, any changes, any new additions, anything we want to get out, we'll make sure that you have there. But you can keep up to date yourself on that by just going to the UFOfestival.com website.
Yes.
There. So very good.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, you're welcome.
We'll see.
It's fun.
I'll have to ask for your autograph next time since you're on all these national spotlights now.
Trust me, I like to be. I'm better behind the scenes than I am in front. But
I don't know how many times I turn on
job.
like national things, everything. I was like, dang, there's Juanita.
Yeah. Got to get the word out.
That's
we
right.
need people here. That's my job.
She's everywhere and anywhere.
Yes.
So good deal. Well, thank you.
You're
Appreciate
welcome.
it.
Thank you.
I'm sure you got 100 other fires to stomp out here, so I'll let you go do that. So, I'm sure you got 100 other fires to stomp out here, so I'll let you go do that. So, all right, it is 8:50. Let's pause
now for a
some local
Pecos Valley News update. I'm Jared Cirillo. The 2022 UFO Festival will be officially opened with the debut of Roswell's UFO Walk of Fame, recognizing those who have significant connections to UFO investigation and research, science and space professions, and the science fiction arts. The creation of the UFO Walk of Fame takes place as the July 1st through 3rd UFO Festival marks its 75th anniversary of the July 1947 crash of an object, the wreckage of which was brought to Roswell and turned over to the Air Force, which had a base in Roswell at that time. And a traffic alert for you now. Southbound traffic on South Main Street in Roswell will be reduced to one lane at times between Gale and Jaffa Streets this week. They're doing pavement improvements. The project is scheduled to take place beginning today and lasting the rest of this week. Northbound lanes are not included in the project, but will be done in the future. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
It's Google's worst-kept secret. The search engine is broken, and using it is, more often than not, a complete waste of time. I'm Kim Commando, brought to you by T-Mobile. Their advanced network now goes farther than ever before. Visit T-Mobile.com/55 today. If you don't believe me, just search Twitter and Reddit for the phrase, Google is dying. Atlantic Magazine reports that Google's search engine decay is so bad that the first page of a simple Google search returns jam-packed websites loaded with the words that you search for, but seldom the information that you need. They're mostly paid ads, too. Clever researchers now type their search and then add the word Reddit. This way, Google searches Reddit entries and returns something useful. Google's artificial intelligence still has the ability to determine what you're looking for, but it's having trouble balancing your search with all the ads that it's throwing at you. Google is losing the very thing that made it indispensable all these years. I post breaking tech news 24/7 at my website. That's commando.com with a K, of course. In life, you can count on three things: death, taxes, and your car breaking down. I can't do anything about the first two, but I trust CarShield to protect me against unexpected auto repairs. CarShield's protection plans are only around $100 a month and cover more parts than ever before. whether your car has 5,000 or 150,000 miles. When you need a repair, there's no paperwork or headaches. Just choose the mechanic to do the work, and CarShield administrators handle the rest. Plus, you can count on CarShield to help take care of you when your car breaks down and you're stuck on the side of the road. Every protection plan includes coast-to-coast roadside assistance, rental car options, and trip reimbursement at no extra cost. Get coverage today. Lock in your price, and it will never go up at carshield.com/Kim or call 800-391-8888 to save 10% on your plan. That's carshield.com/Kim or 800-391-8888 to save 10%.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Some showers and thunderstorms will be possible by afternoon with some of that monsoon moisture coming in from the south and west. It'll be partly sunny today, going up to about 90. Overnight, maybe a few showers in the evening, partly cloudy after midnight and upper 60s, and then sunshine coming up for Wednesday, and we'll start heating up a little bit more with our high in the mid-90s. Sunny on Thursday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. President Biden said Monday that he will decide by the end of the week whether he would support a federal gasoline tax holiday, possibly saving U.S. consumers as much as 18.4 cents a gallon. The administration is increasingly looking for ways to spare the public from higher prices at the pump, which began to climb last year and surged after Russia invaded Ukraine. Gas prices nationwide are averaging just under $5 a gallon. That's according to AAA. Britain is facing its biggest rail strike in decades after last-minute talks between a union and train companies failed to reach a settlement over pay and job security. Up to 40,000 cleaners, signalers, maintenance workers, and station staff are due to walk out for 3 days this week, on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. The strike is expected to shut down most of the rail network across the country, with London Underground subway service also hit by a walkout on Tuesday. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
Roswell Skin Center is here to provide comprehensive skin care to southeastern New Mexico in a friendly and warm environment. Dr. Cometti and his team continue to offer a full scope of medical and cosmetic dermatology services, from treating skin cancer to helping you look your best. Roswell Skin Center is proud to introduce Anna Ingalls, licensed esthetician who specializes in cosmetic treatments, including laser rejuvenation, hair removal, facials, chemical peels, and more. Anna is accepting new patients, and when you schedule your first treatment, you can receive $50 off and begin earning valuable discounts to be enjoyed throughout the year. Schedule with Anna by calling 575-208-2509. And for more info on our services and rewards, go to roswellskin.com.
Wakefield Oil Express has the highest quality service in Roswell, with a 17-point full-service oil change that includes a full wash and vacuum at their car wash. You won't find a better deal. They also offer full synthetic oil changes, fuel and cabin filter replacements, and will even check your battery. Their Tunnel Wash isn't afraid of dirty vehicles. They have the best value wash in town with free vacuums. They even offer wash passes that can be used for multiple vehicles. Next time you need your oil changed, go to the fast and efficient Wakefield Oil Express and let them earn your business. 3204 North Main, Roswell.
Well, the biting bugs and the ferocious flyers are out in force, and if you don't take care of them now, you'll be swatting and scratching all summer. Makes me itchy just thinking about it. Hi, this is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. Whether it's keeping the fleas and ticks off your animals or keeping the flies and mosquitoes away from your barbecue, you gotta use the right stuff, and you gotta do it at the right time. So come see us now at Roswell Seed Company, and don't let the bugs tick you off. Get it? Tick.
At LeGrand Funeral Chapel, we believe that every funeral should be a reflection of the life it honors. The joys, the triumphs, the faith, the family, and so much more. For us, no detail is too small, no request too big. This is Rosa Aguilar. When the time comes to choose a funeral home, we hope you'll let us serve your family. At LeGrand Funeral Chapel and Crematory, we make it personal.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things. You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too, and that's why we did something about it. We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers. We are normal people just like you. But our part-time service in the Army National Guard means we get to be more. When our communities are in need, we get the chance to stand up and do something about it. We get to serve in our own region and help the people we call neighbors. Whether they are in the mountains of New Mexico, the plains of Nebraska and Kansas, the ranches of Oklahoma and Texas, the farmlands of Missouri and Arkansas, or the bayous of Louisiana, we are here for our hometowns. And together, we can make a difference. Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Sponsored by the New Mexico Army National Guard. Aired by the New Mexico Broadcasters Association and this station.
No static at all. Your new home for talk radio is KEND Roswell.
And we're closing in on 8 o'clock. Town Hall News up next. We'll be back. Don't go away.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. He is not saying I told you so, but he could. Then President Trump had warned Germany several years ago about relying too heavily on energy from Russia. At the time, the Germans laughed off Mr. Trump's warnings, but they're not laughing now. Now, Germany is facing an energy crisis as Vladimir Putin chokes off natural gas supplies, and the Germans planning to restart some idled coal-fired power plants. Could come today, or maybe on Thursday. All eyes on the U.S. Supreme Court, expected to release its ruling on Roe v. Wade this week. The justices could allow the states to decide whether to restrict abortion. White House reaction, Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre.
If the Supreme Court overturns Roe, we will need Congress to take action to restore Roe. I don't have anything else to share on that.
The Roe decision expected prior to the High Court summer recess. Another hearing on tap today by the Democrat-controlled House panel investigating the U.S. Capitol riot. Hearings that Republican critics have denounced as a Soviet-style show trial. President Biden's approval numbers remain dismally low. He's underwater in most states amid multiple crises, including out-of-control inflation and the ongoing southern border crisis.
The Yahoo News YouGov poll surveyed Americans between June 10th and June 13th. The results show President Biden is in the worst shape of his presidency, despite the January 6th hearings that continue to captivate many Americans. More registered voters say they will vote for Donald Trump, 44%, and 42% would vote for President Biden in a presidential election held today.
Correspondent Bill Alexander, former President Trump has not yet said whether he will make another run for the White House. Watching Wall Street, the Dow is up 503 points, the NASDAQ ahead 313, and the S&P trading 86 points higher. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Are you kidding me? Gas prices are up again? Somebody has to do something.
Well, someone did. That's why I use Upside.
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that pays you back real money for every gallon of gas or diesel you buy. I just earned 25 cents back on every gallon of this tank.
Hold on. So the Upside app is free and you actually get cash back every time you use it? No strings attached?
Yep, it's awesome. Check it out. It only takes a couple of minutes to sign up.
Instead of just watching your dollars go into your tank, start putting money back into your wallet with the free app from Upside. With the price of gas today, it's big news and big money. To cash out of your Upside cash, just transfer it to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card. Upside users have already earned over $200 million. Now it's your turn. Download the free Upside app and start getting cash back on every gallon of gas. Use promo code SALEM for an extra 25 cents per gallon cash back in your first fill-up. That's promo code SALEM. Remember, use promo code SALEM for an extra 25 cents per gallon back in your first fill-up.
Israel's weakened coalition government plans to dissolve parliament, call new elections, setting the stage for the possible return to power of former Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, or another period of prolonged political gridlock. The election will be Israel's fifth in 3 years. It will put Netanyahu, who's been the opposition leader for the past year, back at the center of Israel's political universe. The previous 4 elections focused on Netanyahu's fitness to rule while facing a corruption investigation. The U.S. Navy warship has fired a warning flare to wave off an Iranian Revolutionary Guard speedboat that was headed straight for it during a tense encounter in the Strait of Hormuz. Yesterday's incident involving the Revolutionary Guard and the U.S. Navy comes as tensions remain high over stalled negotiations over Iran's tattered nuclear deal with world powers. News and analysis at townhall.com. A Philippine government lawyer gunned down while visiting Philadelphia.
Officials say John Albert Lalo was heading to Philadelphia International Airport in an Uber to board a flight and was stopped at a red light. Several rounds were fired into the Uber from a car behind it. Police say the car then pulled up alongside the Uber and fired several more rounds into it. Lalo was pronounced dead at a hospital. No arrests have been made. No possible motive has been disclosed. Jason Walker reporting.
The wealth-generating hot streak for Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies suddenly turning ice cold. As prices plunge, companies collapse, and skepticism soars, fortunes and jobs are disappearing overnight in what industry insiders have labeled a crypto winter. To get on Wall Street this hour, the Dow is up 516 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel and what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
The Deuce.
Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to it. Hope your Tuesday's going swimmingly well.
So close.
Yeah, he's in vacation mode.
I'm getting there, man. I'm trying. Oh, I'm hoping to get there. It's going to be a long drive.
Yep. Today and tomorrow of work, right? And then on the road Thursday.
Yep.
Nice.
Get through a couple things. Get a couple things ready. I still have to pack. Actually, fun fact, I have to get my daughter packed too because she's going to be going on a little excursion of her own.
Good for her.
She's heading to Oklahoma for a few weeks.
Oh, Oklahoma.
Yep.
Good deal. That'll be fun. When does she leave?
I believe either the same day or the next day.
Okay.
So I'm not real sure.
Is mom or someone coming to get her?
Her Uncle Tommy is actually coming through. My brother-in-law is coming through to Ruidoso, and then he's coming back through. He's going to swoop her up on the way back.
Oh, cool.
So you got to get her packed, got to get me packed. Yeah, it's a good time.
Well, good deal.
Yeah.
Sounds like fun.
My buddy, the girl I'm going on the trip with, Misty, she and her stepdaughter Allie got me a bunch of really nice some shorts, nice pair of shoes,
they
some nice
shop for
shirts for Father's Day.
Oh, nice.
No, they say it was for Father's Day. It's really because they don't want me to look like a homeless person walking next to them in Vegas. That's what it comes down to. I'm like, I don't look always homeless. I've just been doing this to save money.
It's a win either way. You know, you got free clothes.
Yeah, absolutely.
They are less embarrassed by you.
Yes. See, it's a good relationship that we have because they don't necessarily, they sugarcoat things and then I just chip the sugar off and figure out the meaning behind it because I can translate. It's good. It's fine. I prefer things handed to me in a little sugar coating so I can just chip away the sugar and figure out what the true meaning is underneath.
But at the end of the day, you win.
Oh, yeah.
So
total.
It's all happy.
Total W on this one.
So did you finally get some walk-worthy flip-flops for Vejas?
Not flip-flops yet. I'm actually still waiting on some monies that should be coming in. Once that happens, get some flip-flops, get some other
I didn't know if that was part of the Father's Day.
Got some shoes. Did get some different
good.
shoes.
Good.
But yeah, no.
Nothing to get the dogs a little air.
Sandals. Yeah. Well, they're vented, so it's fine. Yeah.
Good.
I don't mind walking around 106-degree heat. It's actually, from what I've read online, it's actually not going to be terrible.
Good.
It's only supposed to be between like 106 and 107 for most of the days we're there.
Well, that's manageable.
Oh, yeah. For around here, that's pretty manageable.
It's still pretty dang
It
hot.
sucks.
Yeah.
It's going to suck. Don't get me wrong.
That's all right.
But it's like I don't feel like I'm going to die walking from this place to just slightly off the strip to get to, the discounts or whatever. Whereas
Maybe.
before I was like, we're going to need to take an Uber to our Uber.
Yeah. Well, it's still a hike.
Ooh. I'll bet there's some bird scooters in Vegas. I'll have a chance to try those out.
Maybe.
There's gotta be in places like Vegas.
But to be honest, I don't know how practical they would be.
Because the streets are so crowded?
Yeah, you wouldn't really get to navigate. I mean...
You'd just be annoying.
Well, during the day you could probably use them, but at night it'd be tricky.
Yeah. Well, even from what I've seen during the day, it's crowded.
It is, but not like at night. Like at night, it can be certain parts of the strip. It's elbow and elbow.
I've thought about getting myself one of those.
Granted, I went pre-COVID, so I don't know what it's like now.
When I went to Romania, we were so deeply warned about pickpockets and about people, how good they were at it in places like Germany and Romania.
The bump and run kind of.
I got myself, and this is the silliest thing I've ever bought in my entire life. I bought myself. It was a passport and money holder, but it's strapped right here.
To your chest?
To your chest, under your shirt.
Yeah, I remember those.
It was cool, except for every time I needed to get anything, I had to pull my shirt up and show everybody where I kept all my stuff.
Yeah, you might want to use a regular wallet or something for your walking around money, and then your more valuable stuff.
No, I'm gonna do what I do with my money now. I'm gonna store it in the tip of my left shoe.
There you go.
Everybody's gonna get slightly moist, slightly stinky money.
And if you see Sean and you need to jack him up, go for the left shoe.
That's right. See, I say that here so that the zag is actually keep it in the right shoe.
In the back.
Right, the back.
Not the
Nobody
toe.
sees it coming. Zigzag.
Okay, well, that sounds like fun. We'll have to hear tales of.
See, the cool thing is we're not going with a ton of extra spending money or whatever. So this is actually going to be more fun, I feel like, because we have to be creative.
Yeah.
We're having to kind of
as long as
play around with
everybody's
things.
down with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I'm with fellow budgeteers.
Okay.
So
well, then right on.
I'm of the mindset, and this is actually an AJR lyric, that 100 bad days make 100 good stories.
There you go.
And 100 good stories make me interesting at parties, so it's fine.
It makes him happy. Well, it's a circle of life.
Think about it. Every situation you've ever been in that's just oh, this sucks. You can usually get a good story out of it, right?
It's great for people in our world.
Exactly.
But, if people don't want to hear your stories, then...
Then they can go away. They can pound sand. I'm here telling stories. I'm here to regale you with magical stories. It was a weird time when I was delivering a 75-inch TV to a trailer park within a trailer park, but that made for a fantastic story. Just saying. It was a very odd day, and I felt uncomfortable. I thought I might get, jacked or something.
Sure.
But made for a good story.
And he made $20.
Right.
I do love, like you speak of that, and it reminds me of my time in Kuwait, where you would see people driving $70,000 Mercedes,
right?
And they pull up to a tent, and it's just what is going on?
But see,
it's people's money. You do what you want with it, but I'm like, you live in a tent and you drive a Mercedes, and let's maybe get a Nissan and get a Shanty.
That's
I'm just saying?
something that I never experienced until I got to Frankfurt. I was actually in Frankfurt, Germany. I was walking the streets and I noticed that the garbage trucks were Mercedes.
Yeah.
So it didn't snap to and realize until after the fact, Mercedes, BMWs, those are their street cars over there.
Yeah.
To us, or to them, Fords, Nissan, or other, the cars that we drive, those are their import cars. Those are the ones
to yes and no to in some extents in Kuwait.
I don't know about Kuwait. I was Germany,
but Kuwait and all that.
Right.
No, it's different because you go down Kuwait City and it's very highfalutin. It's you got a KFC, but then there's malls with Gucci and Armani and gold roofs and things like that. So the money's there, but it's just I don't understand because so you're still spending $70,000 for Mercedes there.
Yeah,
but can't you get a lesser model and maybe get a house with wood walls?
Think about it. I'm only spending a little time in this house. I'm spending all my extra time balling in the streets with a Mercedes.
I don't know. I just priorities. It doesn't make sense to me.
If you can't understand nice vehicles pulling up to terrible houses, then apparently you've never driven on the base.
Oh, I know I have. I get
shots fired. Yes, shots fired. Okay.
I get it, but here's the thing. That's such a disparaging. You live in a tent.
Right.
A tent. Mm-hmm. Something you buy at REI or Big Five over here, and you own a car that's $70,000.
Yeah, at this point,
that doesn't make sense.
Well, at that point, I would argue, live in your car.
Exactly. You got air conditioning in there, at least. Maybe that's what they do. But I don't know. Just sell the car.
Well,
buy a car half that price.
You got
and invest the rest in a building with walls.
You got a reliable ride and a tent. You know what that means? You're immobile. At any point in time, you can just be like, F this, I'm out.
It is a nomadic land.
That's right. They are a nomadic people. They migrate sometimes inside of a BMW.
I just don't buy it. And, like, maybe they're camping. Yeah, maybe.
It is very odd to think about a group of nomadic people pulling up in like a Ferrari or something.
Right.
Is that a Testarossa?
By the way, there's a lot of sand and stuff. I just figure, get the Mercedes SUV at least, something that's got better traction.
Right.
But anyway, this is also, by the way, the same base. It was Al Jaber Air Base in Kuwait there that I was staying at. Mm-hmm. When you come to the main entrance of the base, you are presented with a monument there in the center of the circle there as you come into the base. And on this big monument, there's a big car engine sitting on it.
Really?
It's a stick with a big engine sitting on it. And apparently this engine was sitting in a Jeep. And when the Iraqis were invading Al Jaber Air Base, they had like this Jeep with this engine and like no gas, and they drove like 100 miles to safety in this vehicle. So to immortalize it, they took the engine out and put it on the stick in the middle of the thing there.
That's the military's gift of the Magi.
There you go. But so there is that.
Nice.
So I don't know.
Well, there you go.
Let me give you the rundown for this hour of the show.
It's like generations of and we were stuck in the desert for 40 days.
Yeah.
We didn't know how we were gonna get out. And that engine got us all the way. I don't know why I'm giving that accent to it.
Yeah, you went Yiddish.
Yeah, totally. Well, that's you think menorah. That's like they got an engine on a pole.
Of course, these people are Arab, so I don't think they're Yiddish.
We celebrate 8 crazy nights of engine work.
Yeah, they're Muslim. So.
We're the Yiddish Muslims. We're a very, very small sect.
Yeah, not a lot of Jewish people in Kuwait, I don't think.
We keep our heads low. Hey, bulletproof yarmulkes. They come in handy.
Well, if that's the case, you need to make them bigger. I'm just saying, maybe cover more acreage up here if that's the case. Yeah. Elaine Mayfield and Amy McVeigh-Tejas going to be joining us here in just a few minutes, talking Leadership Roswell Alumni Association. Banquet is this Thursday. We'll be talking about that, giving updates as well, and just kind of previewing some of the stuff we got coming up next week and next hour. So we'll chit-chat with them. A little bit later on, we'll get you up to date with the news of the local variety along with your Wall Street Town Hall business update and whatever else we can come up with for this hour of the show. Before we do any of that, though, let's go ahead and take a look at your weather. Chances of rain today. Hope we get them.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Some showers and thunderstorms will be possible by afternoon with some of that monsoon moisture coming in from the south and west. It'll be partly sunny today, going up to about 90. Overnight, maybe a few showers in the evening, partly cloudy after midnight and upper 60s, and then sunshine coming up for Wednesday, and we'll start heating up a little bit more with our high in the mid-90s. Sunny on Thursday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. And currently 69 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 84%. Winds currently out of the west at 7 miles per hour. We are looking at a 40% chance at showers and thunderstorms today. Some storms could produce some heavy rainfall. Cloudy, gradually becoming sunny, though, with a high of 85, so that'll be nice. Winds will be out of the north 5 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, we're looking at a 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mainly before 7 p.m., so early evening storms. Once again, some of these storms could produce some heavy rainfall. Mostly cloudy with an overnight low of 66. East winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Looks like Wednesday, Thursday, we're going to be taking a bit of a break till the weekend for rain. As of right now, mostly sunny, 94 for your Wednesday. Winds will be out of the north, 10 to 15 miles per hour. Clear tomorrow night with an overnight low of 68 degrees and south winds 5 to 15. Thursday, sunny, highs around 96. Friday, hot, sunny, highs near the century mark, 99 officially. And then rain chances back in the forecast for the weekend. 20% chance of rain for Saturday with a high of 100. A 20% chance of rain on Sunday with a high of 96. And then 30% chance of rain Monday when you head back to work. So today and this weekend looks like our rain chances here. All right, it is 19 minutes after 8. We're going to take a 3.5-minute commercial break, and then Elaine Mayfield and Amy McVeigh-Tejas will be joining us, talking Leadership Roswell Alumni Association banquets on Thursday. We got guests coming here tomorrow or next hour, next week, talking about Leadership Roswell stuff. So we'll talk all about that next. Don't go away.
No doubt about it, summer is a time for family fun and adventure. And whether it's a drive across the country for an epic vacation or a drive across town for epic ice cream, you have to have a vehicle you can depend on. A vehicle that's comfortable for the whole family and all your gear. That's why you should begin your summer adventures at Roswell Ford. Here at the Tailgate Nation, you'll find southeastern New Mexico's largest inventory of exceptionally nice pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. All have survived a rigorous 139-point inspection, and Roswell Ford even gives you a 3-day money-back guarantee. So where do we get such great pre-owned vehicles? Well, Roswell Ford is always looking for gently used cars and trucks. If you have one you want to sell, we'll make you a cash offer on the spot and give you a week to think about it. Cross town or cross country, get your summer adventures started right with an upgraded ride from Roswell Ford, the Tailgate Nation, at the corner of 9th and Main, the official sponsor of summer fun.
75 years ago, something happened in Roswell. The International UFO Museum and Research Center is marking the 75th anniversary of the Roswell incident by giving away $75 cash each hour during the UFO Museum's Ufologists Invasion. Join them July 1st through the 3rd at the International UFO Museum and Research Center for amazing events and guest speakers. And every hour, they'll give away $75 cash to one lucky guest. Check out RoswellUFOmuseum.com for a complete lineup of events, speakers, and hours of operation. And join them in person for your chance to win $75 cash. And don't forget to be there Friday, July 1st at 8 p.m. as the UFO Museum and Research Center at 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM present nationally syndicated radio host Clyde Lewis as he broadcasts his show live from the UFO Museum at 114 North Main in Roswell. The International UFO Museum and Research Center. It's otherworldly.
Roswell is our home. That's why we've all got to do our part to stop illegal dumping. Throwing your trash, clutter, or yard debris in the alleys, sidewalks, or streets is a crime, and it takes time and money to clean it up. Those caught dumping illegally can face fines of up to $500. You can help by taking your waste to the landfill once a month for free with a paid water bill. Call the City of Roswell Solid Waste Department for more information at 575-624-6746. Help keep Roswell clean. After all, do you want your kids to grow up in a dump?
Good morning! Start your day with breakfast from the Valley Cafe. Try the Breckwich, full or half, with sausage, crispy bacon, fluffy eggs, pepper jack cheese, and maple Dijon spread, all served on a toasted sourdough. Or their breakfast burritos with your choice of sausage, bacon, or both, perfect to grab and go. You aren't dreaming. The Valley Cafe, open 7 a.m. The Orange Building across from Church on the Move, 801 Brasher in Roswell.
The blowout is on. The Honda Summer Blowout is on now at Roswell Honda with an explosive selection of sparkling new rides to choose from, like a 2017 Honda Accord for just $389 a month, a 2019 Ford EcoSport for just $349 a month, or a 2015 Chrysler 200 for just $249 a month. Get a Home Depot gift card and a Caribbean getaway just for stopping by, a VR headset with a test drive, and an Amy's Fireworks bundle with purchase. And register to win a $500 Amy's Fireworks bundle to be given away June 25th at 1 p.m. The blowout is on at Roswell Honda, 2177 West 2nd.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Slugs have 4 noses, but no fingers to pick them. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 23 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from Leadership Roswell Alumni Association. That's their hat today. They wear others, but that's today's, the moment's hat here. Elaine Mayfield and Amy McVeigh-Tejas back with us. Good morning, ladies.
Together
in one room.
Yes.
So there's proof. There's proof that that you are two separate people.
That's right.
You know, for anybody that's been questioning that, here we go.
They better watch out. We're together.
I kid, of course. But, of course, we've been talking about this, and hopefully people got their tickets for Thursday night. But Leadership Roswell Alumni Association, one of the things they've been doing for years, COVID put us a bit on a back burner for the last couple of years on this, but is honoring our outstanding leaders here in our community here. And so the banquet's been done for years, but COVID, we've been doing more of other things the last 2 years. But this year it's back to the traditional, everyone come have a meal, let's brag on these folks, and let's have a fun night. And so that's Thursday night. But we would love, and hopefully people got tickets and everything. We'd love to have you come on out. The other part of this is also one of our fundraising events for Leadership Roswell Alumni Association. This is something we do, and that money gets used for scholarships. It gets used to support the Leadership Roswell program. So when you come and eat meals and help brag on these great folks and participate in our silent auction, you're helping to continue to promote leadership in our community, helping to get the youth money to go to college, helping to keep the Leadership Roswell program going for the next 30 years. So that's what we're all about. And oh, by the way, we're gonna honor these great people that many of them have served and have been a part of this community their whole life. Only one we can give a lifetime, or a couple in this case, but a lifetime achievement award. But all the people that have been awarded, they've been longtime servants of Roswell and Chavez
Servants
County.
is the word. That is right.
Yeah, Roswell and Chavez.
Yeah, we're actually going to honor and acknowledge the ones from 2020 and 2021 because we didn't get to feed them, so they get a free meal on us.
Yeah, so I'm hoping, do we know for sure if they all confirm they're going to be there?
Almost all.
Good.
General Murray from last year, he had other commitments and he's not able. And then John Graff, that's not even in the country.
I don't think neither are in the area at the moment.
No. So. You know what? That's pretty darn good ratio.
So that's pretty good attendance there. So
and then Sugar on Top is having our scholarship kids too.
Nice, so very good.
That's a great way to celebrate them on top of
absolutely, yeah, because those kids, it's if you haven't had a chance to meet some of those kids, come out Thursday, and if you do come out and when you're in between eating and all that stuff, go reach out and have a conversation with some of those students. They're fine young men and women, and on days when you look at the world and you shake your head, and then you meet kids like this, you're like, all right, maybe we'll be all right.
I think the challenge is on because at that table right now we have all females. So if you're listening and got a scholarship last year or this year, I think we have an all-female table right now.
Oh,
so no.
All right.
So the challenge is on if you're listening.
There you go.
Of course, there are many of them that are off for the summer and not here.
Off for the summer, have commitments at camps, not even in the country. Some of them are celebrating graduation and not even in the United States of America.
Absolutely.
But I just love to challenge.
Yeah. Come on out.
Yeah, absolutely.
But now, are we even past the point of someone wanting to come to this thing? Then, I didn't know.
We are not past that point.
Oh, we're not. We could still. So if someone's hearing about it today, we can still get you in Thursday. We're going to make probably the NMMI food people mad, but
we have an extra little blessing that could work out. So it does not mean if you're listening and and you realize that it is now upon us. I can't believe it's Thursday. We can't. None of it is not too late. So tickets are only $30.
Yeah.
And if you want to have a date or let the amazing Sodexo Catering cook your meal for that evening, it is not too late. You can call Elaine directly.
You need to call if you can, though, so we have an idea.
As soon as yes.
Yeah, don't shoot an email.
Don't just show up.
Let's talk to a live person. Call Elaine direct here.
Text is easy.
Yeah, 575-626-2640.
Yep.
Call or text.
Right.
But reach out to Elaine Wait till 9 o'clock when she's done here. But after that, game on.
It is. Yes, that's right.
9 o'clock Tuesday.
Yeah, 2 days. But definitely, we'd love to have you out there because we would love to make sure every single table is filled as we honor not only, like I said, this year's recipients, but our last couple years recipients here. And we got really 3 years of awesome people. We're going to be honoring. We should have no problem filling that place. And by the way, these are all people that you, the public, have selected. The nominations come to the Leadership Roswell Alumni Association, but the nominations come to us, and then if we get multiple, then it gets a little nitty gritty, and we have to vote. But these are all people that the general public has presented to us and saying, this person represents youth. Or this person is an outstanding overall leader, or this person really steps up for Leadership Roswell and things like that. And so
we'd usually have a lot of the youth category because people are interacting with them daily.
Sure. And that's a big area where you could be a big area. Could be a church group, could be a sports group, could be any other civic organization, could be a teacher, could be, could be anybody, so there's a bigger pool to pick from there. But in case you haven't heard, our honorees this year, our Lifetime Achievement Award winners, I should say, are Kay and Dale Rogers, which stay tuned next week, Monday, I believe, is Monday and Tuesday next week. We're going to be interviewing many of our honorees. We got one next hour, so but we'll have Dale Rogers join us on the phone next week, and we'll chat with him. Jason Perry was the nominated and won the Outstanding Leader Award. He's going to be joining us next hour with Judy Stubbs, who nominate. I was joking. She's the nominator. That sounds ominous, but that's what she was. And then Tina Cisneros won the Commitment to Youth Award. She's going to join us next Monday or Tuesday on the show. And Margaret Kinnard as well won the Leadership Roswell Alumni Association Award for her work with Leadership Roswell. So, and again, we'll be interviewing her next week as well, too, Monday or Tuesday. It's those 2 days. I don't remember who's in what order here. But we're going to get a chance to interview them. Of course, you get the chance to meet them and talk to them if you've never met them before Thursday night. Come on out and meet them and talk to them. And then if you've never met them before, probably the time you're done talking to them, you probably say, now I see
I know
why they won that award.
Amy is the nominator of Bistina, or one of them.
Very good deal.
She's with the Youth Challenge, which...
Yes, she's done a lot of great work.
She's one of those behind-the-scenes people.
Well, and Youth Challenge had so much going on, or not going on during COVID, that they were trying to have going. You know what I mean? They were very handcuffed because of just who they work for, the regulations, all of that. Right. They're very stringent on that stuff. Yet they still have people that need their services. They're time does not stop for these people. That's right. And herself, Tina, and staff like her over there did so much during that time to help these youth at least stay in the picture and not slip through the cracks.
I think it's exciting that we'll be giving that award to Tina on Thursday, and then they celebrate awards on Friday and graduation on Saturday. So it's a fun time for us to honor all the hard work she does. They had the resiliency is the word that comes to my mind on behalf of New Mexico Youth Challenge. They've never stopped pushing forward, no matter what it took. So high five to all of them.
Yeah,
and we get to, on behalf of the Historical Society, Sugar on Top, giving scholarships. So
absolutely
amazing hidden treasure right out there.
Yeah, that's what we're doing Thursday night. We're celebrating all these people that work so hard to make our community better, and we also want to help those youth that are also on that same path.
That's
they're doing the same things. They're they're becoming adults and learning to be adults and leaders and good members of society. But when our Rogers and our Perrys and our Cisneroses are sitting on the porch retired, these are going to be the ones
that's right
filling those roles and doing those things
right.
and all of that. So that's why we do this.
It's amazing to me how many of the people that we do nominate and select are like, oh, I'm not worthy of that, or they just are humble.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, you've did this and that and this and that.
That's
but
right.
There's so many are behind the scenes work.
Because these people, they're not doing it for those accolades, and for those honors. They do it because it's the right thing to do. They want to. They care. They want to make a difference. And so when someone tells you to stop and smell the roses, these are the types of people that are like, no. I'm not doing it for this. I don't want that. It's embarrassing to some point, which I get that. I get exactly what you're saying.
I do too, but I'm glad that we finally pulled through.
Well, yeah, because, and this is where it's a bit of a responsibility on these people's parts. And this is part of that carrying the mantra, so to speak, or carrying the torch here. People need people to look up to. People need to be inspired by other people. And I know that's not why these folks are doing it, but by default, that's what you are. Yes. And they're seeing you do these things, and they're saying, you know what, I can do that, or I should do that, or it's so great to see these people. Maybe I can be one of those people that also helps. And so it's leading by example. So when we celebrate you and honor you, yes, we want to do that for you, but it's also a little bit of a challenge to the next generation to say, who's going to be your Jason Perry, your Tina Cisneros, your Rogers family? I mean, that's what we're talking about here. That's right. So, but anyway, we'd love to have you come out. Hopefully, if you got your tickets, but if you didn't, blow up Elaine's phone here at
Do it now.
9:05 a.m.
Text her right now.
Wait till 9:05 a.m. But
as long as they think we're excited.
But yes, please come out. And by the way, bring your wallets and your checkbooks.
You know, people ask us to do this silent auction. People love silent auctions, and we always get some really wonderful things.
Yeah, we got some cool,
one of a kind,
and fellas. It's not all lady stuff.
That's right. It's not all girly stuff.
Yeah.
It's not all girly
There's many
stuff.
dude-worthy things in this list. You know, all right, just a couple manly subjects.
There we go.
Billy the Kid, very manly.
Ooh,
Home Depot, come on. Yellowstone. I mean, that's crossed, so is Home Depot, but come on, that's dude territory. Well, food. I mean, that's universal. The mayor's mystery gift, that could go in any direction.
That's right.
That's fun. That's exciting.
I'm a little nervous about that one, actually. What's going on?
It's going to be fun.
You'll love it.
But the piece de la resistance in this year is definitely dude-worthy.
Yes. Although there are some fanatical women football fans.
Now, Mike, that number 8's pretty cool, coming in and right before number 9.
That's true, too. But I wouldn't put that in the dude-worthy category.
Oh, no.
Not necessarily, but it's pretty cool. But yeah, I would say, and this is really, most people probably look at this list and say this is the coolest one. But to be honest, it depends on what you're into.
That's true. That's true.
That's right.
That is true.
We were kind enough to locate a Brian Urlacher jersey.
UNM jersey.
A UNM jersey is a game-worn, signed jersey from his time at
authenticated
from his time at UNM as a Lobo, and we've got that jersey. So that's probably our what we're hoping is our big haul item for our silent.
Some lucky person's gonna just love it.
We want to thank the Aguilar family. They were generous.
They were the kind enough to donate that to us. Awesome, very cool. So we got a sweet jersey.
Thank you, Desi. If you're listening, we love to celebrate stats of greatness. Brian Urlacher, that is jersey number 44 for UNM. He was at UNM from 96 to 99.
He would have been a safety then, I think, because when he came, because he was a safety at Lovington and a safety. Well, and I think UNM's kind of in the days where they started making him that hybrid safety linebacker. That started it, and then he was a full-on linebacker for the Chicago Bears, Hall of Fame, and all that. All the other accoutrements that
cool
go with
dude.
him. Yeah, and a generally nice guy. But
local treasure.
Yeah, but by the way, for folks that are local but not full-time local, Brian Urlacher is from Lovington, New Mexico, down there. Everything's blue down there.
Okay, that's right.
That's courtesy of Brian Urlacher.
That's right. That awesome field.
Yes, but that is his native town there. That's right. He's southeast New Mexico zone. Of course, went to UNM. Matter of fact, if folks remember old Jeffrey, he's working with Gene now in Artesia. Jeffrey and Byron Urlacher went to Boise State together. They knew each other from Boise State.
Awesome.
Yeah,
that's
so
awesome.
just kind of, again, another local,
That's
kind of connection there. But if you're not into Urlacher, no biggie, no big deal. We got plenty of other stuff. Of course, we can have a historical. We got to put a historical spin on all of this stuff. We got the Billy the Kid collection
that's
there.
another local connection.
Yeah.
With John LeMay being the author.
Absolutely.
And he's the one that donated this collection.
Of course, alumni in his own self and served on the board and stuff like that for years, too. The Tropical Collection, which, what's that? Obviously,
well,
we're not talking about.
We have gift cards from the brand new Bahama Bucks.
Oh, don't tell my wife.
Oh.
Don't tell my wife about
and
this
we
one.
threw in a nice, relaxing beach chair and a beach towel and a sippy cup. Just kind of a relaxing one.
Nice.
It'll be a lot of fun.
But my wife will.
We like to put things together.
She puts that Bahama Bucks. I think she just hooks up an IV. But anyway, you got the Home Depot machine.
It's a frozen treat maker.
Oh.
It's fun.
It's
Nice.
cool.
It's really cool.
Nice.
Really cool. I think
That's
a lot of
tricky because Bahama Bucks, but there's a finite number there.
fun. Exactly.
Whereas if you have your own machine.
That'll be the
That's
gift
right.
that just keeps on giving. There you go. A lot of fun there.
Decisions.
Uh-huh.
And then, of course, Yellowstone, one of the biggest shows on TV
And that
right
has
now.
a fun story to it. Our treasurer is Shelby Dutton.
Ah.
So we were teasing her one
We
day
were
about.
teasing her at lunch and said, come on. As a matter of fact, see, Mike, we should have had Shelby with her Dutton shirt. We were at lunch talking about Miss Dutton.
It's a
and
Dutton
we're like,
thing.
we have to have a Yellowstone. Come on, it is a Dutton thing. And I think that's a national. I mean, everybody.
And she ran with it.
She had fun.
It has got everything in it. Everything Yellowstone.
It does have an.
So has it got like all whatever many seasons?
Yes.
Four
I think she
seasons.
said she had
Yes.
the- yeah.
I think it's
it
4
does.
seasons are up to on DVD.
Yes, and
Yeah.
it has fun shirt and some fun additional.
I'm guessing
items.
like fall will be the next season, right?
Yeah.
Usually around
Yes,
October
yes.
time frame.
Right.
when they
I
come
think
out.
that is right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good.
exactly.
Yes.
But it'll be a fun one, and that's kind of in between Dude Worthy and
It has all 4 seasons, and it has customized 4 whiskey glasses.
Oh, nice.
A cap shirt and some fun kitchen towels with some fun sayings, and you're in with that.
Oh, very cool. So that'll be a lot of fun.
yes.
And so that'll be great for yourself if you're a Yellowstone, but make a great gift for your Yellowstone
would make a
fan and your, holidays around the corner.
Right.
I mean, sort of. I know it's only June, but people start Christmas shopping this time of year. They're weird, but they do exist.
Oh, yeah. No comment.
Elaine's one of them. She start Christmas shopping January 2nd.
I do. That's when the sales are.
There you go. That's right. Gotta get the
yeah.
bargains.
Most of us aren't that proactive about life. So, can we do any kind of hint situation for the mayor's mystery gift?
I don't think so.
Just
I think it's
the mayor's
good.
mystery
Good
gift.
job, Elaine. She's keeping it a mystery, and I think that's fun. I love the mystery.
Try
It's
to,
gonna
like,
keep
Will
you
be very
guessing.
nice.
Can you give us like a hint and direction? Is it
pleasantly unexpected?
something you wear, something you eat, something you read, something you...
It's
Not edible.
Not edible.
Not edible. Okay. All right. Well, at
And
least I got that. It's not food.
Hey, well, let's say this, Elaine. Would it be? It's from a local treasure.
Yeah.
Is that not?
Definitely.
Is that good?
Okay.
Definitely.
It's
All right.
Yes.
There we go. So
Definitely bought local.
there you go.
there. You go.
So come for all the amazing speeches and all that, and stay for the mystery gift.
There you go. Woohoo! That's what.
Of course, Pepper's gift card's always a good thing. and
Always helpful to
Yeah.
us. Always
you,
supportive
Peppers.
of us.
Yeah. No,
business members.
That's
of
right.
the
Of the historical society.
Methinks that one won't end up as an actual gift card. That will be used by said person who buys.
But it's going to have a lot of additional blessings also.
Yes.
So it's not just a...
We like to do collections.
Yeah,
you know.
so it's not just a $50 gift card. It's got... and it's
So someone's
got,
going to gift basket, but it's going to be minus the Pepper's card because they're going to
and
keep
it
that.
has some and wine to additional... That'll help the evening.
Got to have a little
toast.
wine.
That's right. That's right.
Good.
Yes.
Farmhouse roots
Oh,
of
this is
Roswell
awesome.
flesh flowers.
We're really
Run with
excited. I hope you're listening, Molly. We love Molly Pierce and Skylar Pierce. We love Farmhouse Roots. They are doing
Brand new.
amazing work, growing things that I in all my life didn't think that could be pulled off, especially with our climate. But Molly went with this. I contacted her, and if you don't know, follow them on Instagram. Farmhouse Roots of Roswell is donating 4-week bouquet subscription of locally grown flowers and a beautiful farmhouse bouquet mixed with seasonal flowers, value at about $130. So every week you'll get a new bouquet.
Oh, nice.
And they will have a bouquet at our event. So we want to thank them. They have supported, talk about supporting local, him and her, through the ag department. Skylar started back the ag department at Roswell High. Now he's at NMUR.
Okay.
And both in education, but they are certainly growing beautiful flowers, and follow them on Instagram and Facebook. And we really, really want to say thank you to them. We're really excited.
They're located across from the zoo.
Okay.
In the big field there that's been there for many years.
Okay.
And they have, it's beautiful the way they're working it up.
They have worked so hard. And follow them on Instagram. They have unique hours, but it doesn't mean you can't get involved. And they really recommend these weekly subscriptions. And I think that's wonderful.
Locally
gift idea.
grown
Yes.
and cut fresh.
Yep.
Nice.
You can't get that
And
everywhere.
they have some great youth getting involved, and they're really just encouraging growing and planting. And I just can't believe what they're growing and doing around here.
Well, sounds like a great place to go, and big business, and great thing they got going on there.
And they did some great tours. I know through the Morning Garden Club got to tour, and follow them and get involved with them.
Nice.
Like other groups and organizations can see and really take a look at what they're doing. It's
Yeah,
amazing.
sounds cool.
So great for them.
Sounds like
And
a
we
great
really
thing.
appreciate their support.
Absolutely. Now someone could bid on that one, and every month you're going to get a little pick-me up there.
Yay!
You know,
That's you can take something home,
color
but then
and
have more to cut. That's a really cool. That's very rare that you can get something like that will be you get something to take home and then look forward to.
Absolutely.
That is rare.
And then, of course, last but certainly not least,
That's right.
is the Honey Depot gift basket here.
They are
the yellow
huge
butterfly
supporters.
garden bench. If you never taken a trip into Honey Depot in Artesia,
please do.
And Amy was right earlier talking about because it really is unisex. And what I mean by that is they got the foo things that ladies like that, but if you're a griller or that, they got so many great
their kitchen supply is the best.
Amazing.
Dry
in
rubs
100
and
miles.
marinades
Amazing.
and utensils and equipment and all that stuff. They really
all the unitaskers.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Like if you love specialized kind of cooking, and they got all the gadgets to help you do that.
I love to give a Honey Depot gift card because first of all, people say, "Where's Honey Depot?"
Yeah.
And I know Ralph used to sit in the car when we'd go, and now he's like, "We're going."
Yeah, it really is a store that's got a lot of cool stuff in it. And whether you're a guy or doesn't matter whether it's if you like they even got like your little NFL grill and all the manlier themed stuff or they got
absolutely that person that has everything. You can still find something.
Right.
Yeah.
My dear friend raises goats, and you can't find little goat knickknacks anywhere else. But they got them.
They got them at
So
Honey
Christmas,
Depot.
we make a trip.
There's a seasoning that I got from there. I can't say it on the radio because it's got a 4-letter expletive in the name.
Yeah.
But there's different versions of it. There's chicken SH, you figure out the rest. There's beef SH. I have special SH.
Poultry.
And I have chicken SH, and
well, we know that.
I have 3 of them. Yeah, I'm full of and have.
Right.
But,
That's an understatement.
But I found. But they got that product line. They got a bunch of other product lines and stuff.
Oh,
too.
they have cards, unbelievable amount of cards, to mail, and our cider that we get every year we get from them, and they have the best dip mixes.
They do. Well, and just fun treats and snacks like stocking stuffers. We're always going down there. Fun things.
So please,
and a very large religious section too.
Yes, children's gifts like baby gifts.
Yeah, you
but
really
this
do have
bench
unique stuff.
is larger than I expected because I took my vehicle there and we had to fold it, and it's large. It's almost like you could seat 2 individuals.
Okay,
it's a lot.
Like a love seat size bench.
And by the way, it challenges on if you need picture or more information. But we already have a bidder that cannot attend, and she's like, "Oh, please, can we bid?" So, hey, it's on. If you need to see a picture or whatever.
I hate to tell you, you must love it, but there might be other people going to help you.
That's exactly right.
It's a silent auction. Game on.
Right.
Yes. But if you cannot attend this
you
event, that's right. If you cannot attend this event and need a picture or something, give Elaine a call or give myself a call just to get an idea.
Absolutely, yeah. And so
that bench
between
is adorable.
These 9 different items, you're bound to find something that it's kind of blows your skirt up a little bit and makes you a little happy about it. So.
We kind of went over the Billy the Kid collection, but that's a book, the newest book.
Yes,
John LeMay.
It's John LeMay's newest book.
Not in it, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
that book's in it, and then
the Authentic Life.
This is his latest book.
The latest book.
The Desperado.
Yes.
That's right. Yes. So John donated some fun additional. We've got a fun badge, a regulator badge, and some fun items from Fort Sumner. And the Historical Society also donated John's one of John's other newest books, the Authentic book on Ash Epson.
Good.
So it's got some fun,
and
one of a kind.
And I guarantee, if you love but speaking of the Billy the Kid, the Ash Epson character person, that story there. If you've seen Young Guns 2.
Right.
Pat Garrett has a biographer that is following him and chronicling him while he's hunting Billy the Kid. And the one scene that's kind of famous in the movie that this guy stands out is he has to go have a movement, go to the bathroom. And he's up in the hill there having his movement when a group of Native Americans show up. And they're crossing through territory they shouldn't be crossing through, and they're not thrilled. And Pat Garrett's about to get skinned when Ash Epson amazingly pops up from his movement and starts talking Apache or now whatever tribe these Indians were, and gets them out of the heat there. And so they kind of make him look a little buffoonish in that movie, but he's not really that guy. But in reality, he's a huge biographer of the period, not just Pat Garrett and all that stuff. He's, many of our chronicling of the West and dime novel and this kind of thing, he had a huge hand in a lot of that stuff. So it's pretty interesting, that book. So if you're wondering that connection to Billy the Kid, that's he's kind of a fictionalized version in that movie, but if you need a point of reference on this guy, he was actually represented in that movie. So,
well, a lot of people do collect John's books.
For sure.
And this is a good way to kind of do two things. You collect the book, and you can also help us out.
Well, and that's the thing, too, is you're going to read these, and then you're like, what else John got out there? And then you can get, and then if you really like John's books, he's got a whole world of Godzilla stuff, too, that you can take a deep dive into when you get a chance, too.
And if you need that book, with specialized autograph, John will be at the event. So there you go. He can sign a custom.
Absolutely. So definitely please bid on these. Come on out. Again, if you do want to go Thursday night, it's going to be taking place Thursday night at the New Mexico Military Institute in the VMV Hall. Dinner starts at 6:30. Probably get there about 6 to mingle and, rub elbows and chit-chat and bid on some auction items. And then we'll all sit down and have a delightful dinner about 6:30 and then all that good stuff. But please, you can get tickets, but you got to call like today beginning at 9:05 a.m. Reach out to Elaine or text Elaine at 575-626-2640. $30 for a ticket. You can pay at the door Thursday night.
Yes.
Do we still have tables left? If someone wanted tables, that's still on the table?
Singular table.
Okay.
We had one.
Hey, that'd be fun though.
Okay.
You can buy a table.
Okay.
Bring your friends.
So we have a table left. If you'd like to buy a table.
And also, Amy, you might explain the parking.
Oh yes. So if you're not familiar with the VMV Hall, enter off the Kentucky first exit.
Okay.
If you'd be going back to what we'd call the old dining hall and that kind of thing. If you need more information, but there will be individuals out, kind of traffic directors or whatever, that will direct you immediately to a special area parking. Our special guest will get ushered in right away up close. But you will have traffic directions, because if that park, they have some portables right now. So if you're entering and it's filled up, that parking right to your left of where you'd enter that. But we will have traffic directors if you have any needed any additional information.
And a golf cart for those
we've
that
got
need
a
help.
golf cart.
Okay,
so if you do have to, if you have purchased a ticket and
there's a
that
bit of a
parking
hike
lot,
there,
that's right, 100%
we'll
we'll
pick you
have
up and take you to the door.
Yes, it's the fancy golf cart. It's really cool.
I know some people are daunted by a long walk like
That's
that.
right. That's right. And we'll get you taken care of. And
I'm not daunted. I'm just lazy.
But huge thank you to Betty with New Mexico Military Institute and New Mexico Military Institute and the VMV Hall. And
awesome. Yeah.
They're amazing to work with.
They
the
always
food's
support.
going to be great. The service is amazing. And it's historical, but who doesn't want to eat dinner on
and
the
let's face
property
it,
of the Mexican
NMMI has been kind of an unofficial partner of Leadership Roswell and Leadership Roswell.
Absolutely. That is,
I mean,
sure.
from
That's an understatement.
many of the people that work or call NMMI home are graduates or alumni of Leadership Roswell, and then their direct support, our leadership within the alumni. There's NMMI folks all through that. Of course, when we have our teen leadership and stuff, we couldn't do it without NMMI. It just wouldn't be able to pull off without their support. And
through the veterans, through the alumni, through the youth that we're passing forward.
So that's a partnership and obviously it makes sense because educating and leadership is very much in the forefront of what they do at NMMI. So we kind of share a mission statement a little bit there. But we do appreciate them hosting us every year. Well, last couple we didn't have these, but these events and letting us come out, and they always are awesome hosts for us at their facilities and put out great food, and they make it a lot easier for us to promote these events when they have good products there. You know what I mean? It's like, oh yeah, the food's good there. I'll love to go to that event. You know what I mean?
They do have good food.
They have great food. We're excited.
So if you're wondering, well, really, like school food's good. Like, yeah, try it. Come out Thursday, try it. I know. Most people don't think cafeteria school food and that kind of stuff's on point, but they're on point.
That's right. They sure are.
Yeah. And again, like you said, if you wanted the pictures for silent auction, just reach out to a Elaine probably to get all
just
that.
For the bench or fun things. Or want to see the Urlacher jersey.
Right.
Yeah.
We have pictures. And
yeah. But if you really want to see it, come out Thursday. That's where it'll be. It'll be there on display.
Sure. And some lucky person's going to go home.
At the end of the night, someone's loading that up in their car and taking it home with them. So
hanging on the wall.
Hanging on the wall. Or their Urlacher shrine or whatever, wherever they, whatever they do with it. But it's your business.
In the man cave.
I don't judge. You do what you want.
That's right.
In the man cave.
That's right. All I can think of is like candles and some homage, all hail Brian Urlacher, something like that. Very good. Well, thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Did we get it all?
I think we got it all, but not on a somber note. But I know today we'll be celebrating the life of David, a hidden treasure of the Historical Society, and I just want to honor him. Take a moment to talk about servants and those.
Well, the whole family.
On behalf of the Historical Society,
we talk about David, but there's many in that family that are also very much helping and part of that.
And again, behind the scenes people.
But we've been talking about servants, and he certainly was.
Absolutely. Yep. He was the monarch, but certainly he left a legacy behind him there for sure.
That's for sure.
Absolutely. Well, thank you guys. We'll see you later.
We appreciate you.
And don't forget, stick tuned next hour. We're going to have one of our nominees, or one of our one of our winners.
Recipients
and the nominator joining us, Jason Perry.
That received an award also.
Judy Stubbs, to be honest.
Past recipient.
This is kind of the pot calling the kettle black here on Judy Stubbs and Jason Perry. They're equally.
She's passed the baton.
They're equally very much a part of this community.
Absolutely.
So, but thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Judy was in the first class of Leadership Roswell in 95.
Okay.
Yeah, or I guess 94. Anyway, and she's also been president of the alumni twice.
Oh, wow. So she's
been very active.
That's right.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys.
Thank you.
We'll chit-chat with them next hour. We're going to make her talk all about that next hour.
That's
so.
awesome.
Good deal.
Thank you very much. We appreciate you.
Anytime. It is 8:57. Quick break before news. Don't go away.
Thank you, Mike.
Yeah, Jason was one that
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. President Biden said Monday that he will decide by the end of the week whether he would support a federal gasoline tax holiday, possibly saving U.S. consumers as much as 18.4 cents a gallon. The administration is increasingly looking for ways to spare the public from higher prices at the pump, which began to climb last year and surged after Russia invaded Ukraine. Gas prices nationwide are averaging just under $5 a gallon. That's according to AAA. Britain is facing its biggest rail strike in decades after last-minute talks between a union and train companies failed to reach a settlement over pay and job security. Up to 40,000 cleaners, signalers, maintenance workers, and station staff are due to walk out for 3 days this week, on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. The strike is expected to shut down most of the rail network across the country, with London Underground subway service also hit by a walkout on Tuesday. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
This lot is hot.
The summer of savings is on all month long at Roswell Nissan with scorching savings on a fresh lineup of amazing vehicles like a 2018 Nissan Altima for just $319 a month, a 2015 GMC Terrain for just $269 a month, or a 2016 Jeep Cherokee for just $209 a month. Zero down, no payments till August, and top dollar for your trade. And bring in your mailer for the chance to play Lucky Lotto and win cash. The summer of savings on now at Roswell Nissan, 2111 West 2nd, or shop online 24/7 at roswellnissan.com. Sometimes when you hit the road hits back. That's why MTA Mechanics and Tire carries major brands like Bridgestone, Cooper, and Michelin. Not only do you get top brand tires, but you also get a nationwide warranty. So wherever you are, MTA Mechanics and Tire has you covered. Stop by or let MTA come to you with their MTA Mobile Tire Shop, covering Roswell, Carlsbad, and Artesia. They can come to your home, office, or even the airport, and alignment is included on all sets of 4 tires. MTA Mechanics and Tires, getting you back on the road.
Well, the biting bugs and the ferocious flyers are out in force, and if you don't take care of them now, you'll be swatting and scratching all summer. Makes me itchy just thinking about it. Hi, this is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. Whether it's keeping the fleas and ticks off your animals or keeping the flies and mosquitoes away from your barbecue, you gotta use the right stuff, and you gotta do it at the right time. So come see us now at Roswell Seed Company, and don't let the bugs tick you off. Get it? Tick.
Get pampered at Roswell Skin Center. Dr. Cometti and his team offer an array of medical aesthetics, including chemical peels, facials, Botox, filler, and laser. Loyalty membership gets you $50 off your first treatment. Get more info and sign up for rewards at roswellskin.com.
Clyde Lewis and Ground Zero is now in Roswell on 106.5 FM, KEND Roswell.
Without a public school. Under the program, the kids can get vouchers to go to private schools, but religious institutions were barred. The court says that is unconstitutional. President Biden says a decision on a federal gas tax holiday could be coming in a few days. Confirms he is considering pausing the 18 cents a gallon federal gas tax. There are new revelations about the Uvalde school massacre.
Documents reviewed by the Austin American Statesman and KVUE-TV show police officers armed with rifles and at least one ballistic shield stood in a school hallway for nearly an hour while a gunman killed 19 students and 2 teachers at Robb Elementary in Uvalde, Texas on May 24th. According to the reports, the officers with heavier firepower and tactical equipment were on the scene within 19 minutes of the gunman arriving on campus, far earlier than previously known.
Correspondent Mike Rossi. A couple of Republican congressmen asking Capitol Police for more information about last week's arrest of some staffers from The Late Show with Stephen Colbert.
In a letter sent on Monday, the lawmakers told Capitol Police Chief Thomas Manger that the 7 individuals on Colbert's crew were part of a group that was informed by Capitol Police to leave the building on Thursday. The lawmakers noted that the 7-member team gained access back to the Capitol building with the help of Democrats Adam Schiff and Jake Auchincloss, adding that it was unclear if the House Select Committee investigating the January 6, 2021 Capitol attack had involvement with Colbert's team plan in the Capitol. Bernie Bennett in Washington.
We have a rally underway this morning on Wall Street. Right now, the Dow is up 590 points. The NASDAQ ahead, 357. More on these stories at townhall.com.
I've always been kind of cynical towards advertising, which I know doesn't make much sense considering I'm currently recording a commercial. It's all the fluffy words that make us cynical, right? A once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, a blue light special, but only, of course, if you call right now. It all kind of makes me nauseous, and yet here I am about to say that right now actually might be a once-in-a-lifetime moment for some of us, and that is the opportunity of a cash-out refinance. Arguably never has there been a moment in time like the last few years, where home values have jumped at crazy historical levels, leaving all this extra money sitting inside our homes. A cash-out refinance lets you put that extra money in your pocket to use for life. If you'd like to see your options, we are United Faith Mortgage.
United Faith Mortgage is a DBA of United Mortgage Corp. 25 Melville Park Road, Melville, New York. Licensed mortgage banker. For all licensing information, go to NMLSConsumerAccess.org. Corporate NMLS number 1330. Equal housing lender. Licensed in Alaska, Hawaii, Georgia, North Dakota, South Dakota, or Utah.
South Korea has successfully launched its first homegrown space rocket. It's a triumph that boosted the country's growing space ambitions, while also proving it has key technologies needed to build a space-based surveillance system and bigger missiles amid animosities with rival North Korea. The 3-stage rocket succeeded in releasing and placing its functioning performance verification satellite at an altitude of 435 miles after liftoff from South Korea's Space Launch Center. Tens of thousands of railway workers have walked off the job in the UK, bringing the national train network to a crawl in the country's biggest transit strike in 3 decades. About 40,000 cleaners, signalers, maintenance workers, and station staffers staging a 24-hour strike with 2 more walkouts planned for Thursday and Saturday. Adding to the pain for commuters, London's underground subway service also hit by a walkout. News and analysis, townhall.com. A drastic financial makeover in the makeup business.
Cosmetics maker Revlon, that dictated beauty trends for much of the last century, has filed Chapter 11 seeking bankruptcy protection. Revlon has been a mainstay on store shelves since it began 90 years ago, but lately it has lost market shares to rivals like Procter & Gamble and newer lines by celebrities and their legion of online followers. Jason Walker reporting.
Used home sales slowed for the 4th month in a row in May, with rising mortgage rates and prices sidelining many would-be buyers. Existing home sales slid 3.4% last month from April. That, according to the National Association of Realtors, which says its sales plummeted 8.6% from May of last year. Once again on Wall Street, the Dow is up 609 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3.
Trace Inviernos
of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Buenos Tuesday, everybody.
Yes.
Hope you're having a great one.
Mm-hmm.
Still feeling a little overcast out there. I don't know if it's been spittling or raining, but definitely.
It's weird. We almost never get it on this side of the building.
It's a cloudy day.
I'll walk over to that side in the window and it'll just be have raindrops on it.
Yeah.
Just nothing.
Yeah.
It's a dry alley.
It is raining because I can see water dripping off the leaves.
Couple drops.
Well, it's like there's so much water on the leaf, so it must be raining enough to drip off leaves.
To weigh down a leaf.
Yeah, so it looks like it's a steady sprinkle going on.
We're getting that real leaf weighing down weather.
I like it. I'll take it.
Absolutely.
It's
compared
nice.
to 108 degrees, yes.
Yeah. They say the sun will come out later today, but we are looking at a 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms today, so we'll get you up to date on all that. But it is nice to see a little bit of moisture dropping as we speak.
It's funny. Haven't heard it in a while on the weather forecast, but my daughter heard Jennifer Narramore's forecast a while back. This is a few weeks ago when I was dropping her off at Grandma's house, and she heard her talking about fire weather.
Mm-hmm.
And so she assumed fire weather was when fire was going to rain down upon us from the sky, is what my daughter thought fire weather was.
Yeah.
She's like, is that a thing now? So now she's deathly afraid of fire weather.
Well, that would scare me too.
I mean, for real.
And she ain't far off. I mean, we live in a world where was it monkeypox, and I mean, it's just everything is something.
It is kind of sad that my daughter's irrational fears about things are almost justified in 2022.
Wow. Like when I was her age, there was things like that I kind of scared me too.
Yeah.
Like for when I was in that age group at that time, the Nostradamus documentary with Orson Welles I had seen, that frightened me.
I've said this.
It was saying like the end of the world was like in the 90s there, and I was like, oh, we got like 3 years left or whatever it was.
I've said this before, but I feel so bad for like the generation before me and before's entertainment options. And by that I mean cartoons, like the claymation stuff, all that from the 80s, the 70s and 80s, 60s, 70s and 80s is nightmarish.
There's a lot of it.
It's so like the whole claymation thing. I just watched a whole thing about CalRab, the California Raisin Advisory Board, who created the amazing ad campaign for the California Raisins.
Yeah, it was a big to-do.
It was a huge thing. When I was a kid, I had California Raisins toys.
Yeah.
And
they were in the lexicon there.
You don't realize till after the fact, you're like, this is just an ad campaign.
Yeah.
It's like having a toy Noid, which I still would have loved.
I hate to burst your bubble.
Huh?
Our entire 80s cartoon watching on Saturdays was just 30-minute infomercials for toys.
Yeah, that's it.
G.I. Joe, Transformers, He-Man.
But see, even so
Jen,
even in like the 80s, like when I was born in '84, so it was a little late to the animation game on as far as those goes.
Yeah.
But even those were like, they weren't nightmarish. But like in the 70s when it was like Captain Kangaroo and like
you were the live action stuff. The stuff is getting you.
Yeah, that's all the
and you think about it, HR Puff and stuff is out there, man. Like if you watch it,
which in fairness, Sid and Marty Krofft have never been credited as being the most down to earth people.
But that's kind of the era, Captain Kangaroo, Land of the Lost. I mean, all these shows of which you're kind of creeped out by.
Even the stuff for grown-ups like Hee Haw and Laugh-In. That stuff was like, I mean, that was weird, man. That was a weird time in entertainment.
You had to be there, I guess.
Now, granted, I grew up watching Hee Haw reruns because Oklahoma.
Yeah.
So it was what was on, growing up. So I know a lot of Hee Haw, but it just even as a kid, like the humor didn't really appeal to me.
Well, it was family. It was family night humor. It was kind of.
It was a hard sell. Is what it was.
Definitely a southern perspective on it, but
like the whole Sonny and Cher Power Hour or whatever. Like that's why I've always loved the Dewey Cox parody of it.
Well, yes, there was a lot of bad entertainment in the 70s and 80s. We had to learn, man. It's evolutionary.
I'm no longer mainline and cocaine, and I'm on ABC from 7 p.m. Tuesday nights.
But I mean, you think about it, technology's probably. I mean, they're trying to create sci-fi things, and it just looks weird and creepy from the modern eyeball, but. Back then, it's just look at the fashions, look at that stuff and you look back now and you're like, how did we think this looked good back then? It's no different though, because we were doing the same thing to the people in this. Like we're in the 80s. If you're running around in your bell-bottom jeans and the long straight hair, we were making fun of you.
Yeah.
And we were like, you aren't cool like us with our neon shorts and our culottes and jams and all that. Now we look at that like, dang, look how ridiculous those people look.
But see, even
and 90s are coming next.
Well,
you're gonna be like,
no, dude.
Look at those bugle boy
90s
jeans.
have already come and gone. The beauty of it is now that we're getting into early 2000s fashion, which is hysterical because that means everything's going to be like super baggy for dudes, super low rise for girls, and like dirty. Like everything was really dirty in the early 2000s. So that's what's coming next.
Some would argue the early 90s were the same.
Well, grunge.
Yeah. That's when everyone started wearing flannel for a minute and, ripped up jeans.
I was upset that I missed out on the Jenko resurgence.
Yeah.
I was really hoping I was going to be a part of the elephant leg pants resurge.
But, I mean, we all think the generation before us is ridiculous in their tastes of fashion, music, television, et cetera.
Even that we can widely accept because, like, if you go back and you look at, like, MC Hammer videos from, like, the 90s when he was wearing ridiculous pants and open vests and stuff, it's like you can accept it because the rest of the cast on screen is pretty much wearing the same thing.
Yeah.
So it's not as ridiculous, like, when you take the entire context of it all. Yeah, when you look at, like, one specific type of clothing, like bell bottoms, for example, it's like it seems ridiculous out of context, but in context, when you see everybody doing it, it makes sense.
Sure, but it doesn't mean like I just remember in the 80s watching something from the 70s, and all of us in the room giggle and cackle. Look at those jeans. Look at that. Look at that tank top. Whatever it is, and it's like, man, But we didn't dress like the Bad News Bears, and that's what it all seems like to us.
Like Gen Zers look back at like stuff like early Simpsons or like Dr. Katz, you know, as like examples of horrifying animation. It's like how could you have stomached watching, you know, 1980s, 89 to 90s, The Simpsons or Dr. Katz, where it was all like squiggly animation, or home movies that show on Adult Swim.
Sure.
And badly animated cartoons.
You also are looking at a time where new people were getting in the game.
That's true.
Because if you think about it, prior to that, when we talk animation, it's the big guns. You know, Hanna-Barbera, Disney, you know, Looney Tunes.
Yeah. Nowadays, your big guns are the ones who trained under those. Like you got your Jendy Tartikoff, your Seth MacFarlane. You know, the ones who are like doing the animation of today. Your Justin Roiland's, people like that. Who, now granted, they're kind of almost paying homage to that style of like nightmarish cartoon. Like if you watch like an episode of Rick and Morty, it's visually disturbing, but almost like in an appealing way. Like they do it in a way that's disturbing, but it's like got a little sheen to it. You're like, okay, I can accept this.
Plus, MTV was, I think MTV was responsible for some of this too a bit, because they're in the 90s. They were in a market where they were trying to get, like, they used to have TV shows dedicated to obscure cartoons. At like 10 o'clock at night, you turn it on, and it almost would be like shorts, like you know, the little short. But you're like, I've never heard of it, but it's some line dude with something just really crude.
I remember that was where it was. I can't remember the name of the show. I'm going to say it was like Tube Vision or something.
Yeah, or Electric something.
That's where Aeon Flux, is Electric Playground? Well, that's where Aeon Flux came from. And that's also where a much more obscure cartoon that almost nobody I know has ever heard of, called The Story of the Brothers Grunt.
I do not know what that is.
No, nobody does. Nobody does. I just remember I watched like one episode as a kid, and I remember it was The Story of the Brothers Grunt.
Okay.
It was like, I think it was about two turds that went on adventures or something like that.
That wasn't a big hit, huh?
No, it didn't really take off the way Beavis and Butthead had. It didn't have that staying power.
By the way,
it was corny.
I think it's coming out here in the next week or so.
The new
the movie. Yeah, on Paramount Plus.
Which came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
They released a full trailer. I'm like, wait, this was a project?
Paramount Plus is doing that. This has like been their thing, and they just throw these out here and like, oh, here you go. Here's pretty much everything in the Jackass library is right here for you all of a sudden. By the way, here's a new movie for you.
Yeah, Paramount's they did a really good job of investing in like seeing like, okay, everybody's into nostalgia. Yeah. We own all this intellectual property. Let's just do something with all of it.
And getting back to the Offer show, which again, Paramount is a Godfather movie, in case you didn't know. But that's why they're showing it ad nauseum on anything Paramount right now, because they're trying to get you to watch The Offer, which do it. It's great. But yeah, I mean, if you think about it, they can recreate all of those because, Paramount's got a huge, like you said, catalog of stuff over the years that they can kind of, either repackage or put a modern spin on. And some of that's good.
And Disney does a pretty good job of it. But it seems like, for my money at least, Paramount is doing a much better job of utilizing their IP.
Well, Paramount's using it for everybody. And what I mean by that is they're putting out shows that someone other than a 20-year-old would like.
Right. Whereas like Marvel or Disney is kind of targeting towards, okay, well, we know you like this, you like superheroes,
now,
you like sci-fi, you like...
Fortunately, Marvel and Star Wars are long enough franchises where there's many generations, of people that are into it. For Marvel and all that, you got guys at our grandparents' age that used to read the comics that now follow, and then people our age picked up somewhere in the middle there, and now generations today, it's all from the Marvel movies, but they've got that generational base, so that helps them.
So
where Paramount is not necessarily doing that way.
I gotta know, because this actually came up in conversation. I know we have to get to an interview. This actually came up in conversation the other day. Howard the Duck is actually a Marvel property.
Yeah, it's a comic, if I remember right.
Yeah, it was a comic. How come nobody's remade Howard the Duck? I feel like that's
because that was a movie that when it came out, people are like, why are they making Howard the Duck?
Well, yeah, but there had to be a niche enough market.
And to be honest, it wasn't a hit. I mean, I think it made a little money, but it was Spielberg behind it. They thought this thing was going to be Ghostbusters all over again, and it wasn't.
Right.
And so that's why it got put into the ether, because it got Pluto Nashed, basically.
But I feel like given what Marvel can do with properties these days, I feel like they could do it right now.
Well, I don't think there's anybody clamoring for it. That's just it. I don't think there's not enough niche people that liked Howard the Duck in the 80s, 90s. When
I'm calling for it because I know one person who listens here, and that's Chris. I'm calling for it right now. We need to rise up, and demand Howard the Duck reboot.
Yeah, there you go.
Make it happen, Marvel.
Work
come
on
on,
it.
You've got that money.
I think that but in the big scheme of things, I think that's a Spielberg property that he wants to keep in the shadows.
Right.
I don't think he likes to
Let's just
promote.
not talk about those days.
I think Howard the Duck is Steven Spielberg's version of George Lucas's Star Wars Christmas special.
It's his what do you call it? Howard the Duck is Steven Spielberg's Citizen Kane.
I don't know if it's as bad as the Christmas special where you can't even find a copy of it anywhere in existence anymore, but
yes, you can.
Well,
the internet. Dark web. Gotcha.
Dark web. But yeah, it's the only place you're gonna find it now. So anyway, we need to get the hour going because we got great guests coming up here. We have Jason Perry, who is our winner of the Leadership Roswell Alumni Association's Outstanding Leader Award, and joining Jason will be the person that nominated Mr. Perry. Judy Stubbs will be joining us as well here in just a few. So we'll chit chat with them and talk about why. Why they were chosen, because let's face it, they do many great things for our community. But we'll chit-chat with them here in just a bit. Before we do that, though, let's go ahead and get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Some showers and thunderstorms will be possible by afternoon with some of that monsoon moisture coming in from the south and west. It'll be partly sunny today, going up to about 90. Overnight, maybe a few showers in the evening, partly cloudy after midnight and upper 60s, and then sunshine coming up for Wednesday, and we'll start heating up a little bit more with our high in the mid-90s. Sunny on Thursday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 69 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 87%. Winds currently out of the northwest at 9 miles per hour. Was it still sprinkling out there when you were? Steady rain? Nice. So, although looking at right here, it looks like it's lightened up out my window. But anyway, got a little bit of rain going on this morning. We do have a 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms throughout the day. They say some of these storms could produce some severe, heavy rain, severe rainfall here. So be on the lookout. Cloudy this morning, then gradually becoming sunny. High of 85 today with winds out of the north 5 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, we are looking at a 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mainly early evening hours before 7. But once again, some of these storms could produce some heavy rainfall, mostly cloudy with an overnight low of 66 and east winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Then I think the rain's going to stay away for a couple days here. Wednesday, mostly sunny, high of 94, north winds 5 to 10. Thursday, sunny, 96, south winds 5 to 15. Friday, sunny and hot, highs right around the century mark. And then Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, rain chances return. 20% chance of showers on Saturday, sunny, high of 100. Saturday night, a 20% chance of rain. Sunday, 20% chance of showers, sunny with a high of 96. And then 30% chance of rain Sunday night and Monday, 30% chance of rain as well, mostly sunny and at 91. All right, it is 22 minutes after 9 o'clock. We're going to take about a 3-minute break, and then we're going to have Jason Perry and Judy Stubbs join us on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
The blowout is on. The Honda Summer Blowout is on now at Roswell Honda with an explosive selection of sparkling new rides to choose from, like a 2017 Honda Accord for just $389 a month, a 2019 Ford EcoSport for just $349 a month, or a 2015 Chrysler 200 for just $249 a month. Get a Home Depot gift card and a Caribbean getaway just for stopping by, a VR headset with a test drive, and an Amy's Fireworks bundle with purchase. And register to win a $500 Amy's Fireworks bundle to be given away June 25th at 1 p.m. The blowout is on at Roswell Honda, 2177 West 2nd.
If you're like me, you love summer grilling and can't wait to bite into that juicy hamburger. Hi, this is Dr. Sarah Usher, and our team at Carabelli Dental know how important it is that you have strong teeth to confidently bite into your favorite foods. If you're struggling with enjoying your summer activities because of a lost tooth and need a dental implant, or maybe you're looking for a completely new smile, our team is here and ready to make a plan that's right for you. Call us and see how we can help you enjoy your summer cookout.
Come see the team at Carabelli Dental in Roswell or call 622-4455.
What if the government lied? What if aliens survived the crash? What if they escaped? What if they're still here? Hiding, waiting, preparing. What then? Find out the truth behind the 1947 Roswell incident in novel form. TheVetrixSeries.com.
Sometimes when you hit the road hits back. That's why MTA Mechanics and Tire carries major brands like Bridgestone, Cooper, and Michelin. Not only do you get top brand tires, but you also get a nationwide warranty. So wherever you are, MTA Mechanics and Tire has you covered. Stop by or let MTA come to you with their MTA Mobile Tire Shop, covering Roswell, Carlsbad, and Artesia. They can come to your home, office, or even the airport, and alignment is included on all sets of 4 tires. MTA Mechanics and Tires, getting you back on the road.
Pull! Shooters, get ready. The H.F. Sinclair Charity Freedom Clay Shoot is set for Saturday, July 16th at the Eddy County Shooting Range. Deadline to register is July 11th. 1 in 4 shooters win, with 1 winner drawn from each team. There's a big silent auction and fantastic prizes. A shotgun, rifles, pistols, coolers, smokers, and more. All shooters receive a gift and lunch, Friday night lights, and 5 stand shoot. Plus a cookout is optional. Register online at artesiachamber.com. All proceeds benefit local Boy Scouts and community impact programs.
Let the Valley Cafe cater your next business meeting or lunch. Call ahead, 575-755-3287 and place your order. The Valley Cafe, 575-755-3287.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Sigmund Freud once believed that cocaine could be used to help treat a morphine addiction. Mike used bacon to get over his addiction to beef. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 25 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, we're not even talking city government business today. We're just
we're just upset. I come in here offended. I just don't know.
I'm sorry.
I'm hurt.
I have a man a little bit younger doesn't appreciate some of the
y'all
shows.
Disgraced my people from the South by talking about Minnie Pearl and Grandpa Jones and junior samples. And
I kind of dug Hee Haw. He was, the HR puffing stuff a little bit out there. But joining us here in studio this morning, we have Jason Perry and Judy Stubbs. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
In case you just tuning in and haven't heard what we've been talking about here, Jason has been nominated and won the Leadership Roswell Alumni Award for outstanding. Let me get the title right. Outstanding Leader Award. Judy was our nominate, the person who nominated Jason, and then the committee, agreed with Judy and said, "Yeah, that's a good idea." But first of all, thank you guys for coming in, appreciating this, and I made a joke, but not a joke, actually. The end of last hour was, this is kind of the pot calling the kettle black here a little bit, because either one of you are, as far as service to this community, it's like, no, you are, no, you are, no, you are. So, either one of you could be the person here that's receiving this award.
If I can interrupt you, Mike, I actually have won it.
See, there you go. So matter of fact, Amy was talking about your involvement in Leadership Roswell, and part of or Elaine was, I think, actually, and talk about your alumni as well and everything else too. So
I actually, you know what? It was Greg Lettingham and myself. That sort of tells you how long ago, that wrote the bylaws for the Alumni Association. Okay. Got them passed in 1995.
Nice. We haven't changed them since. I'm just kidding.
No, they've been changed several times, but that's fine. But it's a good organization.
It is, and that's something. And I think we did the honors and stuff we're talking about. Won't get more into this, but But at the end of the day, the next class for Leadership Roswell will be firing up here in the end of the summer.
Right.
The end of July here, the nominations are being taken now for that next class. I think you got the end of July to get those turned in. So. And if you've been considering signing up for Leadership Roswell or know someone that would be an asset to do this, please look into it. I will say this, don't wait till like the day before to fill out your application. It is an application that requires a little thought. They don't want yes, no answers. And I mean, if we wanted that, we'd let everybody in. And it is limited to 30 people. And I'm telling you, more than 30 apply. So please start putting your applications together, and maybe you could be a part of the class here in August when it starts back up. But
good.
That being said, Thursday night, I keep my day ahead of myself here. The Leadership Roswell Alumni Association is having their annual awards banquet. Unfortunately, we've been able to do a real version of this the last couple years because of COVID. But this year, it's back to the traditional, we're going to all meet and have a nice meal together. Elaine told me last hour, but this is only good for like today. You can still get a ticket, and I think they have a table left. A table. So if you want a table, they got a table. But if you want individual tickets, they can still get today. Today only. Call Elaine direct or text Elaine direct, 575-626-2640. And then you can get a ticket or two. Usually
or a table.
Yeah, or a table.
Or just to get the table.
Bring a friend, and or the spouse that may or may not be mad at you right now. But this will get you out of the doghouse if you are. But anyway, come out and celebrate because Jason and we've got this and what really 5 other people, 4 other categories here total of people that we're going to be honoring here. So I know this. I got to ask. I'll start with you, Judy.
Sure.
What was your decision making when you said, "Hey, I want to nominate Jason"? What was it? I mean, he speaks for himself on why
exactly.
this, but I want to know what was it for you that said, you know what, I need to make sure he gets recognized.
Well, and let me say too that the nomination form was not hard to write because of all of his credentials and the good things.
Probably the hardest part was limiting it to the space provided.
That's about right. That's about right. But, you know, Jason and I became immediate friends when he first went on the council in
2009.
And it was pretty amazing how quickly we became friends and realized that all the differences that we have that you would not expect us to become friends. It was very easy to start working with Jason for what was best for Roswell. And the fact that we shared a lot of the interests and philosophies and were able to work together. So, like I say, it wasn't difficult at all to nominate Jason, and I'm tickled to death that he's going to be honored Thursday night.
Absolutely. And there's something, and I know he's, you know, I know it feels weird to talk about a guy when he's sitting right here. But you know, my time with Jason and everything, and he's always, you're always involved. I always say you're always involved in things that are for the betterment of people. Like, you know, obviously your day job as a minister. And so really at the end of the day, that whole job is helping people, being close with God and helping them through life struggles and crisis and things like that. So, and then what do you do in terms of things you like to do in your free time? Oh, by the way, I'm going to, technically you get a paycheck to be a city councilor, but if you're looking for that to get rich and fame, you're not doing it right. But anyway, at the end of the day, you sign up to really multiple times here for many years and left and come back and everything. But again, the job of a city councilor is to serve the public in the community and do that. So you always choose things that are of service. And so it takes a special kind of person that, I mean, you could be a city councilor, you could be, and do one facet of your life is that serving the community. And that's for all of us. We all say, hey, that's awesome. You're like, no, I'm going to take every single thing I do and turn it into some way that it's serving the community.
My grandfather was a Methodist pastor, and he taught me when I got into ministry that if you're just going to just just count your ministry as service, then you're going to have an issue. That you've got to be involved in your community. You've got to let people know you care.
Yeah.
And there are probably 1,000 people that deserve this a whole lot more than I do. I've been humbled by this to receive this, because I don't consider myself a leader. I consider myself a servant. But maybe sometimes that's what makes a leader out of us.
Sure.
Is the reason to serve. When Judy and I remember that first city council meeting when they voted to approve the Mayor LaGrone's appointment when I took over Councilor Green's position. We didn't know where this was going to go. I mean, there's so many differences between Judy and I. We were just joking earlier. There's a little bit of an age gap, just a little bit. But she could be my mother. I tell her
exactly. It's true.
Our religious differences.
Sure.
I me being Baptist and Judy being Jewish. And then we think differently when it comes to a federal. Things, I mean,
Sure.
There's just so much that we think differently on, but here's what I think made it work. And I think was what has made it work, working with all the mayors we've worked with, all the councilors we worked with, is I never came forward with an agenda.
Right.
And Judy never came with an agenda.
Sure.
We sat down as bipartisans, which is what local municipal government is, and said, okay, this isn't about my flavor in this, or this isn't about what my buddies want to happen. What is going to be best for our community? And there have been times we've disagreed on that, but we've disagreed very few times. But it was okay. We disagree. Let's move on to the next thing. And that's part of serving the people, is not be fighting all the time about stuff. Finding areas where we can agree to make a difference on. And I think we've done a great job working together to do that.
Well, and to be honest, I when I hear this, I'm like, you're kind of downplaying that a little bit, but in this world, in today,
exactly,
that should be put on the biggest pedestal we've got and told to say, you know what, we all come from different experiences in life. We all don't start at the same place when we start life. We all hope to end at the same place, but we all don't start at the same place.
It's true.
And and this is something, even though we may not agree on the path to get to that same place, we all understand the direction in which we need to go and to get that place.
Right.
And that's where you guys share common ground. I think,
Absolutely.
you may have been brought up differently, raised in a different household with different sets of values, but at the end of the day, you understand that this is our community. We're all got to work together regardless of where we look and feel and things. And if we all come from the same place, it's, look, we all want the same thing. We just got to give and take a little bit on what's the path to get there together. And to have you guys kind of state that and been doing this for years is the example I think others should see. It's like, look, I get, and I don't want to get political here, but yeah, you look at national politics and all that, and that's happening because that's the way it's designed. They're designed to alarm you and make you pick sides and do all of that kind of stuff. But here in Roswell, New Mexico, we don't need help doing that.
We're getting
humanity
past
does that by itself. You know what I mean? And like you said, and Judy says the same thing. It's like, okay, that's not my personal choice. But you know what? From the perspective and position I'm in, it's not my place to be putting some of that stuff into this. We need to know what's good for everyone, people that agree with me and people that do not agree with me. And that's so easy. That's easy to say, but very hard to do. And you guys do that.
I don't know that it's hard to do. Maybe it is for some people, but we haven't found it hard to do. I was going to say I agree with everything that you've said, and I also constantly try to remind myself that good leaders do not create followers. They create other leaders.
Sure.
And I think that that's critical. I think that Jason believes in that philosophy as well. And I think part of the reason we've been able to work so well together is that we believe that how important it is to listen to other people's ideas and perspective on things and wishes and that sort of thing to come up with what is in the very best interest of whether it's the city or whatever it is you're working toward. like Jason said, neither one of us have ever had an agenda other than to do what's
good for the community. Yeah.
The very best thing we can for the community. And I think that's what creates leaders, too. Leaders, we've seen leaders in other countries that are not trying to create other leaders. And I think that that's really a beautiful thing about this country and the form of government that we've represented.
Absolutely. And that's where, when we talk about passion's a good thing. You want that, but you've got to understand how to harness, handle, and use it. That's where, because let's face it, you guys are passionate people. You wouldn't be sitting here. You wouldn't have committed to the service that you've committed to and the service you're going to continue to, because I know both of you guys are going to keep doing stuff. But you know what I mean? It's one of those things. But because of that passion there, that's why you have it. And that's the passion we want to talk about. Going and just being emotional, sure, that might turn a head or two, but is it fixing anything? Is it doing anything to make a situation better? Making awareness of a problem, yes, that's important, but when you make the awareness part of the problem, that's when you're like, okay.
Well, and that's part there again of leadership when it comes to a position like city council.
Yeah.
And we've had some phenomenal counselors that we worked with through the years, and I can't think of one that I've worked with that didn't learn something from. We've not always agreed, or buddied up, if you would, been the poster child for other causes, some of that. But when you're on a council, it's not about, and I think that some struggle with this from time to time, it's not about what can I do to keep this from happening, or what can I do to keep that from happening, or well, what's next on the agenda? We've had, I'm just waiting to see what we need to do next. Mm-hmm. It's about being ready to say, what does our community need? Right now I'm working on, and it's going to be discussed in the legal committee, a ordinance on massage establishments.
Okay.
We've got some phenomenal people here in Roswell that are licensed massage therapists. They're doing a great job. They're bringing something and providing something to our community that we absolutely need.
Sure.
Then we've got some places that are popping up that may not be offering the same
shady,
services,
yes.
and I'm just going to leave it like that.
Understood.
And so, what do you do in those situations?
Yeah,
Well,
how do you protect from the shady without...
You don't create an ordinance just to have an ordinance.
Sure.
You don't just create law just to have law. You want to find a way that's going to balance, that's not going to make it hard on those that are doing it correctly, but at the same time try but instead of just sitting there saying, well, I don't know, there's not much we can do about it. Part of leadership is just, putting the pencil to the paper and researching. And I remember Judy and I talked about this after this happened. When I first went on, I asked Mayor LaGrone before I accepted the position, I said, how much time am I going to have to put towards this? I've got a bunch of children. I don't know if you've noticed, and the church keeps me busy. And at the time I was with the Noon Optimist, which is no longer, now it's just the Sunrise Optimist, and a Rotarian and everything. And I said, what, how long? He said, well, just talk to some of the counselors and find out. Well, I called a few, and they're like, oh, maybe an hour a week, maybe an hour and a half. It's really not that bad. So I thought, man, I can do this.
Sure.
Well, then when I got involved, I was, 15 hours, 20 hours, 25, and I was like, this is crazy. And Judy had to remind me, it's what you put into it that's going to make it what it needs to be.
And you're absolutely right. And to be honest, to do the job right, that's how it's happened. And so when someone can give you, and I'm not trying to bag on people or anything else, but when someone says, oh, about an hour a week, it's like, yeah, that's bare minimum.
Yeah.
That's the thing to check the box to say that you are what you are. It's kind of like for all of us when we were in school, remember? Mm-hmm. And they're like, yeah, but why do the extra credit? Well, there's, that whole debate. And it's because people that want to do good are going to do everything they can to do good. And so that extra credit and all that is that commitment to the task at hand. And that's, if your point is to learn and they're going to give you, and I know that sounds nerdy and everything else, but that's the mindset that succeeds in life.
But do you know what I tell my children? You know what you call nerds, the ones you call nerds in school now. Do you know what you call them in 20 years? And they said, what? I said, boss. You call them sir.
You're absolutely right.
You call them ma'am. Yeah.
But we grew up, and I don't, I can't really speak for younger today, but like our generations growing up was very much in that vein of there's what is right, but then what is right in the social circle you're sitting in, and it's like, okay, I know the right thing is to do the extra work, but in this group, I might look cooler if I say, nah, I ain't messing. You know what I mean? That was that.
Well, I'm going to take another little jab here. And also, we were better off because we had people like Captain Kangaroo. All right, I got it out of my system. And Minnie Pearl. Okay, life lessons from Minnie Pearl. Okay, it's out of my system.
I think he just doesn't appreciate, it's a different thing.
But Mike, if I can say this too, I think that I have been so blessed, and I'm sure Jason would agree with this too, is I grew up in a family that believed in service back to our community.
Gotcha.
And I'll never forget when I became a 4-H'er at 9 years old, the first thing I ever remember doing for my community was baking cookies and taking them to a senior center, old folks home, basically. And how rewarding it actually is to be doing something beneficial for someone else.
Absolutely.
And I think the importance of Leadership Roswell is that it connects you with people who know people, who are doing important things in this community. And it may not be government like Jason and I have chosen. And of course, we have a wide background in other things too. But I really, like you said earlier, encourage people to look at Leadership Roswell because it gives you a broader perspective on this community, and it gets you into some doors that you normally probably would not. And how important that is in becoming a leader in your community and just being the type of human being that I think we all really strive to be.
Absolutely.
So, I appreciate that the Alumni Association has continued extended learning for those of us that have gone through the program and continued these awards, because I think it's really important to look at the background of people that win these awards, like Jason's, and look at how hard it really is to make these decisions, but how wonderful it is when you do.
Absolutely. It's one other thing because I look at Roswell as a community here, and I'm kind of like, we've got the best of everything. And what I mean by that is we're a small town, 50,000. We still have that, that feel of, lots of same people in circles and, someone from multiple different things. And I love that feel of a town. But because of us being on an island with 3 hours in any direction to go near, we're a city of small size with the amenities of a much larger city, with our own, jail and the zoo and just all the things we have here. So we kind of got, and it brings good and bad problems, but I think in the end of the day, we still get to have that family feel. Everyone knows you can walk into a store, hey, Joe, hey, Sue, how you doing today? Whatever it is. But at the same time, if you want the more convenience of stores and just amenities, we don't have to drive 3 hours to go to an airport, do we? We've got one in our backyard. People in Artesia and Carl, they're coming up. But I mean, we got a good thing here. And I think that's what makes it so special, is because you need almost an interesting group of people to run that, because you've got to have that local mindset of mom and pop.
It's an interesting group of
people. But you know what I mean?
We all are.
But at the same time, you got to be with it enough to talk the big city lingo. And so yourselves and your counterparts and
you know,
associates
part
of a unique situation.
And I think part of leadership is I don't know how many I have worked with through the years. I probably ought to count it up. Judy, you were telling me, how many counselors have you worked with? Since
Over 80.
Wow.
Already.
Yeah.
And a great number of mayors and stuff. And, you know, every turn of elections, there's something different. The voters seem to desire something, you know, and so you take that into account and you have new people to work with, and they're trying to learn, and they're trying to see, you know, what is your agenda. And it takes some folks a while to figure out, okay, he doesn't have an agenda. Let's just work together.
Sure.
It takes time. But, you know, the great thing that I have found is not once so far have we not found a way to take and put 10 people together and then a mayor and make it work.
I'm curious, just curiosity. This is my own personal gee whiz curiosity. Do people automatically label you because they say, oh, he's a Baptist preacher, he's going to think X, X, and X, and then you start talking
I had
with your city councilor hat, it doesn't always isn't the same hat as Baptist preacher hat.
I had a constituent call me concerning the cannabis. And they started very upset, and and as they started talking to me and discussing what we had done, they started to get it that I recognize it's legal. It's legal, and there's nothing. And by the way, I am only one of 10. That's all I am.
Sure,
that's all I am. Being mayor pro tem doesn't mean anything. Except for if the mayor's out, you run a meeting. I
you
mean,
get to sign some things if the mayor's out. Yeah.
I am one of 10. That is it. And my counterparts, those that are working with me, if we don't agree, it's still one of 10. It's still one of 10. But I had a constituent call me, and they were just, why is this and why is that? And we need this, we need that. And I said, well, I it's not my favorite business personally.
Sure.
I'm not the poster child for it, but I recognize it's legal. So we went through, and the ordinance was written in such a way to allow these but to also protect the safety, welfare, and time, manner, and place.
That is the balance.
As we began to talk and think about it, they said, "You're right." They said, "Councilor Perry," and they apologized to me. They said, "Thank you for not just telling me to take a hike. Thank you for not telling me you're not just being treating me like a child. Thank you for taking the time for us to discuss it." And they said, and at first it was sort of taken back, but they said, she said, this lady said, what you are is you're the conscience of the city council. You're the conscience of the city council.
That's a good.
And I thought for a second, I said, well, should I be offended by that, or should I be? And I thought, no, I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
I'm okay with that. And I'm really not the conscience. We've got good people, a great conscience. But to hear that from a constituent who started out with going to give me a piece of her mind,
sure,
and to be able to recognize here's two people who think differently, who treat things differently, and be able to sit down and discuss this and come out with that title, I was okay with that.
I'm after hearing you just say these kind of things, the more I listen to that, the more I'm like, I think your next journey should be how to be a politician, a good one. And what I mean by that is the fact that you get it. You're a man of your personal life, your personal convictions. You live your life by those that way. But at the same time, when you put your politician hat on, you're telling them, look, I understand what my duties, my assignment, what my responsibilities as a city councilor are, and I know what's legal and what's not legal. Yeah. Now, obviously, anytime I factor my decisions into voting on an ordinance or making a decision here, I'm going to use my own personal experience, my own life, my own values, as one should in that position.
But you listen to other people.
But you also stay within the parameters of what is legal and what someone that doesn't necessarily agree with you, but has the same right to that. I mean, and that's where we society have kind of lost that in our leaders.
Well, if I ever write that book on how to be a good politician, I have to start out by defining politician. The word poly in Latin is many, and ticks are blood-sucking creatures. So we have to be careful on that.
There you go. So,
but you just make it work, and it's not just in city councils and anything you do in life. If it's with your neighbors that live next door to you, and you don't like the color of their paint, they're painting their house. You find those things. It's with. In the community, Judy is so involved with Altruis and so many other things, and I'm involved, with Roswell Rotary, and you don't just stop with just saying, well, here's my little dab in community. my whole family has just chosen, and I don't look at it as leadership. I look at it as service.
Sure.
It's service. Exactly. I've got 2 boys right now on the Roswell Police Department. I have another son who can't wait to graduate high school and go meet with Chief Smith and the police department, and hopefully be a third for the family in the police department.
There's going to be a whole Perry division at the Army.
And I've got another son who is he's in seminary right now to be a pastor.
Okay, I was wondering if any of the families follow in the footsteps of Dad.
I have my 12-year-old has just approached me the other day, and he's praying, and even at 12 years old, he's already starting to feel like maybe the Lord wants him to be a pastor as well, or something in the ministry. We train our children to serve others, and I think that through teaching people to serve others, that leadership skill just naturally falls into place.
Sure.
I don't know.
And as they get, especially your younger ones, they're probably like, okay, they're leaning towards going to be a pastor, but then they're going to learn more, and then maybe they'll take a different branch.
He may be a policeman too.
Of course, they may be like, okay, maybe I need to go to a different level. But yeah, it's great to
whatever they're going to do. We're proud of them. Just make sure what you're doing is making a difference.
So when you decide to hang it up, I guess you got several places where they're going to have to put you up regardless. Like when you get to that point. See, that's the greatest thing about having kids is, at some point when you get too old, one of them's got to put you up. That's just the rules. So you got a lot of choices.
And there again, we're teaching our kids our fault. My father-in-law, my wife's father, he has just gotten so bad. He was at Peachtree and was falling along. We just moved him in 2.5 weeks ago. And so he's living with us now. So I'm teaching my children, now this is going to be me one day. So I'm going to show you how I want to be treated.
And I'm sure, too, is they get to see you displaying the patience on it. Because let's face it, everyone's
patience is
parent
not easy.
always annoys you in some way. And it's a little different. And then when your children see how their grandparents, your parents, push your buttons, it's always a nice little family. You're just like, oh, thing to note there. But that's the beauty of family and all that too. But we're running out of time here. Thank you both. Thank you for your service, both of you, to this community. Thank you for continued service to this community. Thank you, Judy, for nominating this guy here. I know he wouldn't do it, but as I did mention earlier, I know no one does this for these reasons and things like that. But at the end of the day, I think it's important because somebody Thursday night's going to see you and our other nominee or other winners here, and they're going to be like, man, I remember that person did this for me, and they're going to look and then at some point they're going to be adults or in other, some of these young folks, and they're going to say, I want to be like that guy. Everyone respects that person. Everyone sees that they're, you know what I mean? So in essence, you are leading by example. When we do give these awards out, somebody's seeing that and saying, wow, how did that person get to be beloved and well recognized by these people in this room? And it's like a lot of years of work and service and dedication. So I think it is, in essence, you are kind of advertising for our next Jason Perry to step up kind of a little bit here.
Well, I think it should be natural for us as leaders to be thinking about who is going to replace us.
Yeah.
I know we all love what we do, but nurturing those to become new leaders in this community is what the Leadership Roswell program is all about.
Absolutely.
And so I think it's really important to look at some of those things and for us to realize that we need to be working, like I say, growing other leaders.
Absolutely, and that's life. We're facing and trying to tackle and mitigate the problems of today. But at the same time, you're also being watched by the people, the generations behind you, because they're learning from you. They're understanding how the system and the process works. And so when it gets to the point where we're just yelling at people to get off our grass holder, these are going to be the ones sitting in those city council chairs, sitting in the ministry at the pulpit, sitting in the business as the store manager. That's going to be those people. So we do appreciate you. And we appreciate both of what you guys do in that service. And I know you're going to yell at me, but or any desires to go back to city council someday, or are you done ski?
Well, I wouldn't have run for this last term had I not really felt I still was viable.
Gotcha.
And so I never closed doors behind me.
Gotcha.
So I can't say one way or the other.
Whatever the movement, the way the wind blows you kind of thing a little bit, or whatever the movement steers you a little bit.
Whatever Judy decides to do, she's going to put her all into it, and our community is going to be better off. I assure you.
And I know this for a fact too. Just because she doesn't officially carry the title anymore, I know you guys are calling her up and in her ear and asking for opinions. And she probably works harder now than she did when she was actually a city councilor.
Probably not harder, but it is a pleasure to be able to continue to.
Well, and that speaks volumes to you because there's a lot of people in this community that trust and respect your opinion and everything. Well deserved, and
my pleasure.
I would say that those people are pretty good judge of character. So
thank you, Mike. Appreciate it.
Thank you both. We'll see you on Thursday here.
Good. That's right.
And folks, like I said, call Elaine real quick, like right now, actually. Give her a call if you'd like to get tickets to Thursday's dinner, 575-626-2640. It is 6:30 p.m. this Thursday night at the New Mexico Military Institute in the VMV Hall. Like they were mentioning earlier, come off of Kentucky. They'll have traffic. If you come off Main Street, you're probably going to get a little turned around. Yeah. So come off of Kentucky. It's by the dining hall and all that there. So
across from the dining hall.
But again, reach out to Elaine. Call or text 575-626-2640. So very good. Well, thank you guys.
Thank you so much.
Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you. We'll see you here on Thursday.
Thank you so much.
All right. And I'm sure we'll see you back on the radio from time to time. You guys are always pretty busy. So, all right. It is 9:58. Let's play like 2 commercials before they kick us off the radio. Don't go away.
Now for a Pecos Valley news update. I'm Jared Cirillo. The 2022 UFO Festival will be officially opened with the debut of Roswell's UFO Walk of Fame, recognizing those who have significant connections to UFO investigation and research, science and space professions, and the science fiction arts. The creation of the UFO Walk of Fame takes place as the July 1st through 3rd UFO Festival marks its 75th anniversary of the July 1947 crash of an object, the wreckage of which was brought to Roswell and turned over to the Air Force, which had a base in Roswell at that time. And a traffic alert for you now. Southbound traffic on South Main Street in Roswell will be reduced to 1 lane at times between Gale and Jaffa Streets this week. They're doing pavement improvements. The project is scheduled to take place beginning today and lasting the rest of this week. Northbound lanes are not included in the project, but will be done in the future. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.